And we should be live.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to another evening of Shadow Crew community D&D on Arvin Eleron's channel. The Shadow Crew, um, doing Dragon or Waterdeep a Dragon Heist. I am Shadowed Mage. I am your host for this evening and the DM of this campaign. Hence, apparently, hence why it's called the Shadow Crew.
Makes sense to me.
um, and yeah, so I have some lovely people who play in this campaign with me. Um, so let's start with Yoi. Please introduce yourself and say who your character is in this campaign, please.
Oh, yes, I've done this so many times. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Hello, I am Yoiko Wayne Lin, pronouns he, they, also known as Gubby, game and fiction writer, and tonight, as always, I shall be playing Peach Candleheart, a Barn Owl Aarakocra Echo Knight fighter.
Huzzah!
Beautiful.
And so we'll move along to Hoodie. Is what we call him.
Let's get all of them out there right
No,
away.
just
fine.
it's
fine.
it's just he streams under the channel. Oh my god, a truck. That's it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yep. All right. So first, just a quick note before I launch into any introductions. I'm looking at the stream and I can see that the Christmas tree that's slowly encroaching has been cropped out completely, even though it's gotten closer since last time.
I still see it, and that's what matters, honestly.
Yeah, no, and it's gonna come into frame soon for everyone on stream. Just wait; it'll be like right here before you know it. Hi, I'm
Kind of
Hoodie.
just peeking over.
He, they, but no, he, him. Sorry, I was fully just gonna copy all of Gubby's intro because I
I'm
got
certain I'm still
so
gonna mess
lost in the
that up. Don't
sauce
worry.
for class intro. I was like, remember, Lightfoot, Halfling, Artificer. Nope, Alchemist, Artificer. So yeah, that's it. I did it under the gun and pressure. I'm done. I hate this part. So I'm always so bad. I struggled with it for so long.
So we call you Hoodie. You have
Yep.
he him pronouns.
Yep.
You stream on the channel. Oh my god, a truck.
Check.
And you're playing.
The name, you forgot the name.
Basil Globberpot is the name. Yeah, thank you. There it is. Hey, listen.
He's
Who-
just some alchemist. Don't worry about
Just
that.
some rando.
who is a Lightfoot halfling
Yeah. Yeah.
alchemist artificer.
Hey, you got it right. How come I can't do it? It's hot. That's what, I'm gonna blame
Yeah,
everything.
just blame the
Everything that
heat.
happens
Honestly,
is
that's
the
what you
heat.
should blame. It's the
It's
heat.
92 today, and right now it's still 80 in my apartment. It's like 87 in my
Balmy.
apartment. So I want to stop moving. So that's me.
I just realized I forgot to turn on my um the light behind my webcam.
Nice.
So, Tilted, you want to go ahead while I try and adjust and turn that
Yeah,
on?
sure. So, my name is Tilted, otherwise known as Tilted Gaming at twitch.tv/Tilted Gaming with a 1 instead of the I, because, I'm special like that. I'll be playing 2 different characters today, but they're the same class, so it's really easy. You don't need to worry. During the day, I'll be playing Cruise Swain, who is a Raven Aarakocra that is also a Gloomstalker Ranger. And during the night, I'll be playing my other character, who goes under the moniker of the Aviary.
All right. Thank you very much. Hey, Triffid. Hello.
Triffid, hello.
Hi, Treffid.
And certainly, last but not least, Drew. Introduce
Hello,
yourself
everybody.
and the character you play in our campaign.
I am Drew the Damager, and tonight I will be playing Tam, the elderly wizard,
Mm-hmm,
and he's a human,
and he's a human variant, and the variant is octogenarian.
I love it. Does he have proficiency in canes?
In canes?
Yes, canes, like actual walking canes, you know.
No, but he does now.
Surely you wouldn't deprive an old man of his cane.
Right, exactly.
Octogenarian human, evocation wizard, I believe.
Elderly evocation wizard.
That's
The
right.
E is for elderly, not evocation.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
It all
He evokes
works.
old age, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So it has been what 3 weeks now since our last session because we had to postpone last week's session to this week uh, due to problems with me. That's my fault. You can blame me.
We're gonna be doing a lot of back to back though.
Yeah. So we are on tonight. We will be on Saturday night in the final time slot of ArvCon on Saturday night because this weekend, starting on Friday, is the 10th annual, I believe,
Yeah, that sounds right.
ArvCon.
Yep.
Yeah, 2024. It started in 2014. I remember because that was my first year being involved in the channel, and yep. So 10th annual ArvCon, which is to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. And the donation page for that should be going live on Friday. There's a bunch of events scheduled. Friday night there is, I believe there's a D&D session of some sort, then a concert with Zach Clay, and then Saturday there's, I should actually pull up the list. There's a bunch of stuff.
There's 11 days straight of Arv channel. That's all I remember seeing on the Discord. I was like, damn, that's more than most streamers do.
Saturday there's an interview with scientists from the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. There's more D&D stuff, lots of D&D stuff. 2 more concert sets, and then us on Saturday night at the very end. And we will be doing a special side quest one shot. We'll see if we
Question
actually we'll see if we actually get through it all or not. But if we
I don't
don't,
know.
nonetheless, we should be returning the following week, Wednesday, to either pick up more into the regular campaign from the side quest or finish off the side quest and switch over. But ArvCon does continue into Sunday with more. There's like a marathon session, like it's like 8 or 10 hours of one campaign. I believe that's the Eberron campaign.
Yeah, it's the Eberron campaign.
And then on Monday, there is the premiere of a new campaign on the channel, which will actually be DM'd by Johnny Pittman and not Arv. And that will, I know that involves Valerie Valdez. Does it involve Darcy? I think it does.
Yes.
Yeah. Valerie,
Yep.
Valerie Valdez, Darcy Little Badger, um, Brandon O'Brien, and oh no, who's the fourth one I'm forgetting?
Zach.
Zach Clay. Yeah. Thank you, Drew.
Drew's on it.
Yeah, it's like an all-star. It's like a who's who of
Oh,
all-star.
gone.
All-stars.
Just gone.
No, we lost Gubby.
No,
No.
everything's destroyed. No. Half my face is over to the left.
Hopefully, Gubby comes back momentarily.
Wouldn't be one of our streams if it wasn't some sort of technical difficulty.
I know, right? Well, that gives us more time to talk about ArvCon.
That's right.
So ArvCon.
There's a lot.
And
There's a
and
lot
then
of
on
stuff.
Monday after the premiere of the Dune campaign, well, Arv I believe is coming back on to do final wrap up stuff to see if we hit our goal or not.
I believe in us.
I just saw
can
what the
do it.
frames looked like.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. I hope you can appreciate it as much as I do.
I'm not even gonna bother trying to fix it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, because the second that you fix it, that's when
Gubby's
Yoi will
gonna
come back.
and then
Oh, yeah.
everything's gonna be messed up again.
Oh, I wonder if they just completely lost internet.
That would be extremely unfortunate. I'm checking Discord to see if there's anything there. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah,
Gubby's
offline on Discord as well.
offline on Discord. Still
Uh-oh.
seemingly connected to the Roll20 session. Oh no, there it goes.
Nope,
Nope.
there they go. Oh,
Disconnected.
Oh, this is looking great.
oh no. This will be the new stream, guys. I hope you're entertained.
I'm taking over as DM. We're gonna do a one shot.
That's right.
Ack.
I've never had a one shot last an actual one shot ever. In anything I participated in or hosted, it just doesn't happen. I feel like it's a full just misnomer.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When the first campaign I ran, I thought it was gonna be a one shot. Yeah, this campaign's been going on for about 15 sessions. And it did not turn into a one shot.
The lowest I've gotten a one shot is 2 sessions.
Impressive.
Most of the time it's 3.
Hey, at least you know what's actually still working perfectly fine here? The chat. We can enjoy the chat still.
Right?
Chat is working great. I mean, we're all here. The internet for me is on. I just don't have any air conditioning, which isn't a big problem, honestly, in the grand scheme of things.
It's so wild that it's so hot there because it's like 50 degrees here.
It is
And
87.
we're not that far apart.
I'm closer to the coast than you are. What's happening?
To put in perspective, here in California, the high for today is 79.
You're more north than me. You're not closer to the coast.
I'm closer. Listen, we have a mile of coast, and I am probably not closer to it than you are. Fair enough, but I'm closer to a river, right? That's something. That's an air. Yeah, no, I don't
It
understand.
needs to be a
either.
big body of water.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you were
don't
near
forget.
the Great Lakes, I could see that you'd get away with it, but you know.
No, not one of those either.
Yeah, don't forget. I live in one of the biggest port cities
Yeah.
on the East Coast, and
Yeah.
it was for a while um the uh the world hub of whaling.
I didn't
All the
actually know
whale
that one.
blubber.
Yeah. Also, part of Moby Dick was written here, and New Bedford was inspired some of Moby Dick, and it actually appears in the book too. He talks about it.
Is that just a slam dunk Halloween costume like all the time? There, I feel like it's got to be like a go-to
What, a
for a lot
whaler?
of kids. Yeah, to just be you be what's it Ishmael, right?
Oh yeah,
Or
that
I
would
guess you could
that
always
actually would be pretty cool.
walk around with Moby Dick and walk around as Moby Dick with Holy Grail as your candy vessel.
Right?
White whale, Holy Grail.
I was trying to fit in the box there. It didn't work out too.
All right, we've got confirmed Yoi back.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yoi is
So they'll be joining us shortly.
reconnecting.
It was 92 here today. It's going to be 87 tomorrow, and then it's not going back down to the 70s until next week, which is it's May, guys. It's May.
Yep. Yeah,
it's
it is
still winter here technically.
I mean, we had a pretty close to frost here, and we were in like early May when it was happening. It's like, geez, could have killed our tomatoes. I was very sad
It's
when they.
I think it's just me because wherever I move, it becomes hotter, and I don't because I hate the heat. So it's gonna just it's like a ray of sun just coming down from the sky.
So you just go to a place that's naturally already hot, so it can't get any hotter.
Yeah, but then yeah,
Just go over to Arizona, where
Yeah.
you know totally a lot of sane people live. No offense to anyone that's in Arizona, it is ungodly hot over there.
I don't think I could. I've only been to one tropical place, and it was for a destination wedding, and I was outside in the sun for maybe 15 minutes, and I was nearly fully sunburned. At like to a point of I had to sit in a cold bath with aloe just pouring over me, like I was a Victorian era duchess. Like it was really bad. So I don't think I can survive there. I just don't think it's possible.
Well, what you're telling me here is that you were treated like a pretty princess, is what you're telling me.
If a pretty princess is unceremoniously sitting in a tub full of ice water, just squeezing a squeezy bottle of aloe vera over their head while it makes fart noises, then yes, I was the prettiest princess of all time.
Awesome.
And then we went golfing at 7 in the morning for the sun to come up and fully cook us all alive before the wedding. It was good. It was good. Hey, listen, as a an incredibly sun sensitive person, I was so caked up with sunscreen that I looked like a ghost in all of the photos because it had to be coral safe sunscreen, which is unwashable.
Yes.
It's great.
I would love to live in a place that's hot all the time
What? Why?
because I'm so tired of
Here's the
the
thing,
seasons.
I need it
when
to be cold.
when you're used to how cold it is or how hot it is, it becomes kind of annoying to an extent, so you just want to be in something else. That's what it is.
I want it to be permanently like 27 out
The
Oh my
Fahrenheit.
god.
I want to be
Sorry,
able to
no,
wear
you
hoodies and
you could have
jackets.
you could have said like 45, 50. I would have been on board to an extent. Going why below freezing? What are you doing?
I'm wearing comfortable clothing all of the time. You don't like covering yourself in a blanket 24/7? It's amazing.
What if the clothing wasn't really super comfy though?
Okay. Flannels exist, comfy jeans exist, long johns exist.
Getting
There's a
ourselves a
million comfy
snuggie.
clothes.
Head back into the early 2000s. Get a snuggie.
Okay, so I don't have a snuggie, but I have something vaguely similar. That's like a giant blanket hoodie that goes my entire body, and I can't wear it anymore. It's just retired for a season. It's garbage.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
27 permanently.
Oh wait, no. Are you fixing this now, Shadow? So it's gonna get messed up again.
It's the only way to do it.
I mean, I was like, I might as well be doing something. I should just do this now in case this
Nah,
ever
nah,
happens
nah,
again.
Just have it saved in the background, you know.
Yeah.
Only scuff streams here.
It's not fun if it's not scuffed.
That's right.
Well, now we all know what to get hoodie for Christmas. Snuggies.
Oh
Just
yeah.
all
I
multicolored
wouldn't do it
snuggies.
in this degree weather though.
Oh, now's the perfect time to buy them because nobody wants them because they're too
That's
hot.
true. For cost effectiveness,
like-
for sure. We just
yeah,
gotta
it's like-
hold on to it and then give it to them like during winter.
Yeah, it's like when you buy a snowblower in the summertime. You buy a motorcycle in the winter.
That's right.
I think if there's any other like no, I really just I think that's just it is I want to be comfy all the time. I very much have a I want to be in blankets 24/7 type of apparel choice to my name. I mean, in summer you got to wear like shorts and shirts. And it's just so little clothing. It's not enough.
But you got some really broad shoulders, I just want to say.
Thank you. I'll take
I'm
the
just looking
compliment,
at
I
the
guess.
stream and it just you see my head just completely cut off. You just have these really broad shoulders, man.
Hey man, I think it's just the it's Shadow trying to cut out the Christmas tree. I mean, that's what it is.
I'm not purposefully trying to cut out the Christmas tree. It's just I'm trying to like fit you in the frame on the overlay as best that I can. And to do that, that cuts out the Christmas tree.
Shadow,
And
to truly screw with him, you just make the entire picture the Christmas
just the
tree.
Christmas tree.
Just crop out everything else. It's just the Christmas tree. There's hoods, guys.
I've had it out since last week because we moved the stream, and so my mom came by to help with paperwork because I can't read anything that's mailed to me, and she was like, "What is that doing out?" And she pointed at my Christmas tree, and I was like, "Ah, no, you're not supposed to see this. This isn't for you."
Oh, we're almost there.
And it's like I'm gonna like create like just do this
You're
last
gonna
one.
fix it. Gubby's gonna
Yeah.
come in. It's gonna destroy everything, and then we're gonna have to reorganize it again.
It's the so what I do is I have nested frames for all of the individual cameras. So if they move, I just loop them around in their individual nested frames, and that way those frames go in every single scene because I can't handle it.
I should probably learn how to do that.
Man, I should start like a crowdfund to get Gubby a new computer. They have
mean,
a
a
problem with
toaster.
their computer all the time. It feels like I feel so bad.
We can get a refrigerator with a computer in it, and it might be better
That's true.
than the current computer.
Just gotta watch for the condensation, right? Right.
I don't know if I want a refrigerator to know what I put inside of it. I think I would feel bad.
I'm a bit
Mostly
concerned with that statement. Not gonna lie to you.
mostly American cheese singles and
Oh, okay.
like
I thought it was gonna be something wild. Like, what are you putting in your fridge, man? That would make the fridge
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
like lettuce and sliced meat, human heads, American cheese singles,
Oh, roll that back
half-used
a
vegetable
couple
broth.
seconds. You just roll it back.
The vegetable broth, I use it a lot when I
Okay,
cook
yeah.
like long slow stuff.
Uh-huh. As long as it doesn't have any human hair in there, I think we're good, right?
Oh no, you shave the heads before you. It's like peeling,
Oh,
right?
right. Okay.
Like a potato.
I don't know if I'd shave them that way. Might be a bit of a mess.
Really, I don't like the imagery of shaving a human head with a potato peeler. It is the worst.
It's not a good look, bud.
I'm going
you-
to incorporate this in some way into D&D. I don't know how, but I love it.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Have you heard of the refrigerator potato trick?
I'm scared to ask.
No.
What is it?
This is real. I'm not fucking
Okay.
around.
All right. Okay.
So you take your potatoes, you take them out of the plastic bag that they come in, and you
Mhm.
put them in a paper bag,
Okay.
and you roll up the top of the paper bag, and you put them in the refrigerator. They last about 3 times as long as they normally would.
That makes sense.
Interesting. Most of the time for us, if there's anything you want to preserve, you want to put it into a Ziploc bag, not take it out and put it into paper.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
guess
no.
that's different for potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes are weird. Have you guys ever like grown potatoes? It's almost alien when they're putting out all their eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like you see these little teeny white tentacled like things popping out of the potato. Just it looks so weird.
Yeah, so I've never grown a potato, but I have found a potato that has grown, and it's the worst. It's the worst thing. It makes you not want to eat potatoes anymore. But then
I
your
don't know
French
what
fries.
potatoes you've seen grown, man. It's not.
So
It's from the dirt like any other thing you grow.
it's a weird like eye business. Not a fan.
Oh, okay. You're talking about what it actually looks like when it's
Yeah.
starting to seed out. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that
gross.
I understand. Sure.
It's like it's like when you see ferns sprout for the first time in the spring, and they look like little alien stalks that are like rolling out of the ground. It's awful. It makes you not like them anymore.
Welcome to the stream, by the way, Emily. I'm certain it's been an enlightening experience for you.
Mhm. Hello, Emily. Yes, as Drew just put in chat, we are hoping that we can get Yoi back.
They said that they're getting everything booted up here. It should be not too much longer.
I'd love to fill time with D&D related content, but they only really release like paid official stuff anymore. And the Unearthed Arcana is like they're saving it all for something.
Well, yeah, until after the 1D&D or whatever they're calling it.
6E, 5.5E,
Yeah. 5.5 E.
But
I don't know. Some of those changes are wild though.
why not just make it Y 5.5?
Because 5e is so popular,
Yeah.
they don't want to alienate an entire audience of people, especially people that started playing D&D with Critical Role or NADPOD or D20 to suddenly be like fully abandoned.
Are
And to
people like Roll20 and a couple of those other ones like doing other like campaigns that involve different types of board games in this case?
well, Critical
Uh,
Role's fully moving on
mhm.
from D&D. They saw the writing on the wall with the whole licensing stuff, and they were like, hey, "We're gonna make Daggerheart. See ya."
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think they have 2 of their own IPs now.
Isn't
Yeah.
there also one that another really popular person's like crowdfunding to get started?
Unsure, but
Oh,
Kobold
uh,
Publishing has like some kind of 5e-esque variant coming out. Forget what the actual name of that one is. It started life as like Project Black Flag or something like that, but then they changed the name.
I don't remember his name, and it's gonna drive me crazy. It's the guy who has a bunch of DM tips. That was like the go-to DM tip guy. Matt Coville. Matt Coville.
Mm.
Yeah, I
He
think
is
so too.
making another D&D system as well.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Pathfinder 2e came out recently. I mean, there's a billion systems.
Tales of the Valiant is the one I was trying to think of.
Tales of the
Okay.
Valiant.
But it's good that all these different systems are coming out because it allows for more variety too. Which might
Yeah.
get the people more into the hobby as well in general.
I just think, especially for a lot of people who are stepping into this as like their first foray into D&D, especially with like the super mainstream stuff like D20 or because D20's branched off. They've done like Star Wars 5e, but like Critical Role and all that stuff. People starting there, it's daunting to then be someone hand them a new book and go like, okay, now memorize all this.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's always going to be the hurdle is do you have people that are motivational enough in the space to make people flock to your new thing? That's why Daggerheart, despite being so weird, might actually stand a chance.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
can get people.
Yeah, that's why I haven't really gotten into any of the other games because I've spent so much time learning the ins and outs of this.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
like I can only hold so much fucking information in my head.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, like just say most rules off the top of my head, generally in the ballpark, right? And I don't know if I have it in me to do that.
Right, yeah. Plus I just like different kinds of dice.
Yeah,
Like a lot of
let's be honest, it's the gateway to getting a bunch of dice. That's what these systems are all about, is the gateway to
Oh,
just all these dice sets.
yeah, like a lot of these new games like Daggerheart and stuff like that on Candela Obscura, they only use a D6 and that's it. Like give me 6 different sided dice.
I like powered by Apocalypse as much as the next person, but like I gotta roll a D20. I gotta roll a D8.
Right?
Hey everybody, I am back and I have completely busted the overlay. I am sorry.
It's
But
fine.
but look, I fixed it
Oh
already.
no, it's back.
Hey,
Look at
Yeah,
that.
Oh!
he went ahead and was working on the fix between, and now he's got it all set up so that way if it happens again, we're just all good.
Thank you.
Half an hour later.
Yeah.
That's
Now
okay.
hopefully your computer doesn't die again.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Hmm.
Nah, welcome in, Tim. We're just fidgeting around with stuff, making it a little bit more entertaining with how scuffed things can get at times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can fill for time endlessly about anything.
Yep.
I
I mean,
appreciate you for that.
we're just sitting
No
here
problem.
talking about random stuff, but going from potato peelers to D&D, it's a wild time here.
I streamed for 10 years, right? I can fill 8 hours like nothing.
I can talk with these guys all day. It's always fun talking with these guys.
All right. Well. Oh. I don't know if my
There's music.
okay. think it's cutting in and out on the stream, maybe based on my meter
see.
in OBS.
I'm not hearing it at all.
Yeah, I also do not hear music.
I too do not hear it.
Yeah, not on stream. How did you isolate that specific audio? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I do have music now. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Nope, I still can't.
It could be in your Roll20 settings, because you can alter how loud the background music is for you. It's in settings under audio and video. You can
Oh, there it is.
yeah, change the master music volume level.
I think we're good now. Seems like Tim's agreeing. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, I'm just the only problem I have is that it's actually a little loud for me. So, but it seems like it's good on the stream end, so I don't know. Whatever.
We just have to be extra boisterous today, guys.
Yeah, that will not be a problem, I don't think.
All right. So, last time, previously on Shadow Crew Adventures. Basil got a flying snake message. Was asked to meet some people at the Yawning Portal. And they seem to be members of the Gentarim by what they wear, but they introduce themselves as the Doom Raiders. And they asked Basil to maybe come and do some work for them. And then they gave him a timeline of a couple days to try and come back with an answer. Basil and Tam both received flying bird paper messages that came down the chimney, asking them to come to, and it gave tickets for everyone to go to the opera. And then at the opera, they were told to meet Mert, who then introduced himself as a member of the Harpers and said that they are interested in having people come do some jobs for them. And that was kind of where we left off. Sorry.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I need to figure out this music thing.
You might be able to listen it in your individual audio tray.
By the way, Sir Tim, I forgot to mention, you're looking rather dapper today. I just want to let you know.
Oh, thank you. This is my good suit.
Very nice.
Yeah, Drew showed us out of game. Drew showed us a picture of what Tam looks like going to the opera. We were like, "Damn!"
Man's got drip.
Hot
Yeah.
Santa.
The drippiest drip. Yeah, and Hoodie called him Hot Santa. So that's the image we're
So-
going for.
So Hoodie actually hit the nail on the head, because that dude is like an elderly male model,
Oh.
and he did a photo shoot with that photo in it, and somebody found it, and they isolated that one image and made a meme out of it that said "recently divorced Santa."
No. And then we followed up with sexy singles in your area.
Ayy.
Sexy Santas in your area?
That's
No.
right.
All right. Okay. So, um, you just finished your conversation with Mert. It is halftime. It is intermission at the opera. Do you stay for the rest of the opera?
I don't know about you guys, but this wasn't that entertaining, and I personally can't speak giant.
Remember, Basil had tear marks because he was crying at how beautiful it was.
Oh,
He's-
right. I forgot about that.
Basil looks like Amadeus, right, from the Amadeus movie, just fully powder wig, makeup, like the whole 9 yards, full fancy boy attire, right? Came from that lifestyle with the tear marks coming down from crying and how beautiful it was. Basil's gonna look up at you and go, you didn't like that?
I just couldn't personally understand what was going on.
Well, I mean, I guess I couldn't either, but like the scene didn't move. Do you guys want to finish it? And I'll look up at Tam and Peach.
Peach looks down at Basil with a swiveled head and says, I fear that my father will panic if I stay out too late. I think it is best that I leave.
Seeing another person down, giant puppy dog eyes now come out for Tam.
I will stay here with you and watch the rest of it, Sir Basil. Yes. Yeah, a little bit of culture never hurt anyone.
So like, if you leave like the private box that like Mert was in, and you like start to head like back out towards the lobby or your seats, you actually like pass by someone going like, "Potions of comprehend languages. Get your potions of comprehend languages here."
That's oddly convenient that they have those now at intermission of all times.
Well, you just didn't go looking for them at the beginning.
You know, you got me. But now we're in the midst of it. It seemed really awkward if I just now know what the story is halfway through. I don't know, personally. Would you like to keep staying here, Peach? Or you probably need to get back, don't you?
Yes, I do not wish to frighten my father.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and head back with Peaches, and we'll meet back up at the estate when you two
The
are
garbage
ready.
house. Oh, sorry, the ghost light?
The Strange Light, I believe, is what
Strange
we came up with.
Okay. Good. Looks at the
But,
hand with a bunch of different names on it. I just couldn't remember which one, and I've been sweating a lot. And then I cried and waved my hand. Oh, yeah.
And just to be extremely pedantic, technically, the Strange Light is now the tavern that you are running that is in the first floor of Troll Skull Manor.
Yes, we probably should name check that estate as well at some point.
Did we ever actually talk about that in game, or was that all?
We just talked about the Strange Light for the tavern. I don't think we did anything
Okay.
with Troll Skull Manor. We like talked about it briefly, and then we just kind of glided over it.
Basil thinks it's fully named the Strange Light now. Like, all of it.
Okay, you know, fair.
Well,
But just to let you all know, the aviary will probably be joining you guys starting tomorrow. I have some business to attend to in the dock ward.
Oh, yes, well, we hope to see you soon, Sir Cruz.
Yes, yes. It shouldn't be more than a couple of days, but I need to sort out things with the aviary and then go from there. So I will walk with Peaches back home, and I will see you guys all soon.
All right. Well, see you later. Stay safe.
Will do.
we most certainly will.
All right, I guess
So,
we're
Basil,
gonna
should we
step
go-
out, and they're gonna stay. So
Mhm.
Should we go back in and enjoy the rest?
Yeah, I can't wait. The lights are dimming. Just sprints. Like Naruto run sprints. Back to seats.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk back in, and I kind of want to take a look around at the other people in here and see if I notice anyone of note.
In the opera?
Yeah. I can roll for it if you want.
Let me think here. I'm just gonna say that like no one immediately catches your eye, but there seems to be very many kind of like of the more of the people who would like live in like the castle ward, who
Very
are
affluent.
yes, very affluent types of people.
Hmm.
Maybe another reason. Cough,
You-
cough.
Your old eyes can't really see who's up in like the private boxes all that well.
Yes, the fuddy-duddies are here.
Perfect.
Like the old people from Castle Ward.
Yes, yes.
I don't even know. Basil wouldn't know anyone. It's if it's not in his parents' circle, which is purely apothecary based. I don't think Basil would know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, that one over there comes from old money. And then, that one over there, they also come from old money. And him over there, also old money.
Is there? Is it like? Is there such a thing as new money?
There is, but old money does not like new money.
Oh.
You
So
just
we make
quoting
money.
New Great Gatsby over here.
Yes, usually they keep themselves sort of separated. They look down. Old money looks down on new money.
Huh.
And all of them look down on us, to be perfectly honest with you. And
So-
that's why I don't care for them, to be perfectly honest with you.
So you didn't like Mert back there?
The Harper.
I mean, yeah, Harper, yeah, or whatever they were called.
Yes, well, the problem with Mert and the Harpers is not the fact that they have a lot of funds, it's the fact that they want us to work for them for exposure, I believe.
Oh, right, they weren't going to pay us.
Yes, no, they weren't going to pay us, which I don't like the sound of that.
I don't like that either. Even the people who want me to kill people wanted to pay me.
Right,
So, like,
yes.
what does that say about the Harpers, who are supposed to be, look up very questionably, the good guys?
The good guys?
Huh. We should have a group meeting tomorrow about, like, that.
Yes,
Huh.
definitely. I think that's a good idea. But now, let us finish this opera.
Just, Basil starts kicking his feet in the chair, like, very excited.
All
Like a
right.
little 12-year-old in the theater, just like, oh my gosh. Do me and Peach encounter anything on the way back?
No.
Okay.
Although, you are currently Cruz, right?
Correct. I'm walking you back to your father's domain.
Yeah. When we get back, like you see him again, and he just gives you a nod as you go in. He remembers you.
Right when you arrive at Peach's father's house, Cruz, please make a perception check.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Excuse me. Yeah, that's. Whoa.
Are you
Whoa.
making eyes at my dad?
Oh, jeez. It's not a good roll anyway.
He is single and he is sexy.
He's in your
Oh,
area,
no.
literally.
Sexy singles in your area.
That would be a
For-
9 for you today, so DM.
Okay.
Yes.
For the ever briefest of moments, you feel like there might have been like someone looking at you from some of the dark alleys around, but you cannot see anything at all.
Okay.
That's it. That's all a 9
Okay.
gets you.
Okay, that's fair. I
Wait,
think
don't
after...
I get a perception roll?
Do you want one? Yeah, sure. Okay.
I mean, if this guy's looking at my dad, I would like to perceive him looking at my dad.
Well, it's not about your dad. It's about like right as you like walk up to the door.
Oh, okay.
It's like something on like the back of Cruz's neck just kind of like feels weird.
Oh, okay. Well, we're birds of a feather, let's say. I will roll.
Okay.
The previous 9 just put some
That's a
dust
20.
in Cruz's eye.
Of course you do.
dang.
Please tell me this isn't something else. I have a feeling it could be something else. Go ahead. Yep. Go
Hi.
for it.
Hi. Hello, DM. Hello.
Yeah. So
Hello.
Peach, your like owl head swivels around, and with your expert dark vision, you see like hiding behind a stack of boxes, like just kind of like just over the stack of boxes in like a nearby alleyway, is like the top of a cloaked figure with red eyes looking out, and like is like everything about them is just dark though. You see like dark hood, like basically just darkness underneath, and red eyes.
Have we opened the door to, like, is my father in the doorway, or is the door still closed?
It's like right as the door is opening.
Oh. In that case, I
What
kind
is it,
of
Sir Peaches?
father, and of course my new friend Cruz. I believe I saw something behind some boxes over there. I do like a full
You just
turn.
swivel.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, perhaps I should go and look into that. You guys best get inside.
I quickly try to push my father back into the house because, you know, he is my father and I want to be sure that he is okay. So I'm arguing with him about whether he should go into the house. He's trying to tell me to go in with him. So yeah. Cruz, you get the floor.
Well, so like Oleander like basically like very quickly like ushers Peach inside, um, and like kind of like looks around outside just like very quickly, closes his eyes for a moment, and then like when he like reopens his eyes, he like looks at Cruz and he's like, "You should go. Do not investigate." And slams the
Okay.
door.
Thank you for the warning. Good night.
You hear Peach yell through the door, I apologize for my very rude father. Good night.
It is quite okay. Alright, I
I-
guess I will not be investigating if that's the recommendation I'm being told at their own neighborhood.
I 100% picture Cruz saying that to a closed door right in front of his face.
Yes, of course. You know it. But I'm gonna go ahead and round the corner. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and sneak off into the nearest alley.
Okay. Are you switching personas?
Possibly.
You're not supposed to call it out like that. It's just gonna happen, all right?
A humble request to the DM to put some phone booths in so that our good friend can switch personas more easily and dramatically.
We're exiting the theater. Oh, what's that? I've never seen that before. It's a phone
Oh,
booth,
yeah.
huh?
Although
Weird.
we are playing at the start of winter, right?
Yes.
In honor of Hoodie, can we have there be Christmas trees or like winter
Everywhere.
trees on each corner? And so Cruz just goes into a tree and then busts out as the aviary.
Alright. So, as I round about the corner, I'm of course now gonna go ahead and investigate.
It's such an intense mask. Like, it's so intense.
Yeah, before the props came out, I always thought to myself, a man running around a city at night dressed as a bat. And then, you know, people actually started dressing up as Batman. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, if that was running at me in the middle of the night, I would die as fast as possible to get away.
Pretty scary. So, Mr. DM, are we just gonna cut to the next day, or am I just gonna actually try and do something here?
I'd like you to try and describe the area of the locale that you're in when you're trying to change when the change between Cruz and the aviary happens. Like, do you go all the way back to like your original residence, or are you just like switching in like an alley
I'm
somewhere?
probably going over to like a nearby alley. I would not say more than like 100 feet from the location we found out.
Okay. Give me another perception check then.
Okay.
You can make this one at advantage.
I'm just gonna hit it twice and we'll go with that, because I can't do the other one.
Okay.
It's a good thing you gave me advantage.
Oh,
There we go.
Lordy. Oh!
It's on a 7.
24. Very well then. So as you are changing from Cruz into the aviary in the alleyway, you get that prickly sensation on the back of your neck again. And as you glance around, you think you see the briefest scurry of a cloaked figure moving along a nearby rooftop. And it just kind of like ducks behind the angle of the roof.
I'm in hot pursuit.
He's not on a street. He's flying on rooftops.
Just, I love Cruz to no one, finger in the ear. I got him. I'm locked in.
Eyes on the suspect. Pursuing now.
Meanwhile,
right.
Peach is in timeout. Smash cut to Peach at home. I've been
Just
told to
knocked
stand
out
in a
on the
corner.
bed.
I've been told to stand in a corner.
So Peach's father would tell Peach that some of his old friends are in the city, and they may not exactly be friends to your friends.
Peach stands up immediately and goes, "Then we must clear up this understanding. We cannot let them harm my friends."
But like he won't speak on the matter any further.
Peach is a good boy. He is going to go to his room the way his dad told him to, and then he's going to go out the window and go flying to look
Oh
for Cruz.
no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Disobeying father. I'm a bad influence, I guess.
All right, so you're off to find Cruz.
Yes, and I've taken my glaive from my room,
Okay.
and I am in light armor because otherwise I can't fly, and I was wearing that underneath the opera thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like shuck out of that very quickly because I don't want to ruin those, and I just fly out quickly to see if I can find Cruz.
Okay.
Is it this moment?
Who we all know I'm not going to find.
I remembered that I hold everyone's weapon, like main weapon, in my bag of holding. Look up mid-show to Tam. Oh yeah, I have everyone's weapons on me. I hope they won't need them. They're just going home, right?
Yes, yes, they're just going home. They shouldn't need them at all.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Go back to kicking my feet.
Good thing I have like 60 darts in my utility.
All right, so
I would not have attempted to bring the glaive. I don't think I did.
No, I don't recall you bringing
No,
the glaive. You kind of
I'm
just
pretty sure it was
brought
the great
yourself.
sword that's in the bag.
Okay.
so the aviary tries to go after this figure that was like on the rooftop.
Yes.
Okay. Um, make me an athletics check to see if you can get on the roof.
Okay. That is not my best thing. All right. Well.
It was only going to be a DC 10, and you even failed that.
Fantastic. So I just fall flat on my back.
So like, you're like jumping up across like boxes and stuff, and like reach up and like grab like the edge of the roof and like go to like pull yourself up, but then like your muscles give out and you let go and you fall back down to the
Oh
ground.
shit!
With my radar face, I hear the aviary say a very bad word.
Yeah.
A bad word for excrement that my father does not let me say. So I fly down and I say, the aviary. Wow, what a coincidence that you are here. Have you perhaps seen Cruz?
Yes, he kind of just let me know that you guys were being followed, and I figured I'd come out to check it out. And could you help me out of the trash? That would be great.
Yes. So I pick up my fellow bird friend and then put him down.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Should you be out though?
No, I disobeyed my strict father
Why?
because he said that Cruz was possibly in danger if he decided to poke his nose into, well, his beak into the affairs of those that who do not concern him. So I
Well,
was worried.
well, I wouldn't worry about Cruz at all. I made sure to cover his escape. But
So he
I've
did get
now
in
lost
trouble.
track of the person that was watching you all, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, I don't think my father will check on me. Maybe I will walk you home? Just to make sure
No,
that you are
I
safe.
should be fine. I'll head over to the estate shortly. I just, I'm a little embarrassed. I figured, vigilante of the night, I'd be able to climb up a simple roof. This is awkward, honestly.
Well, do not worry. I am also not supposed to be here, so it is awkward for me as well. We can be awkward together.
I appreciate that.
We can keep it a secret from the featherless ones.
Yes, I think that would be a very good idea.
Okay. I am going home now, and tomorrow when we meet up with the featherless ones, we can say we went straight home and nothing happened.
Fantastic. Well, you have a good night.
You have a good night as well. And then I fly back home, in through the window. My father does not catch me, I hope.
And I'm gonna assume, Shadow, that whatever was there is long gone now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're long gone. And Peach's father actually like hears some kind of noise coming from Peach's room, but is just like, yeah, kids will be kids.
All
I
right.
am 3 years old.
Yeah.
I guess I will just head back towards the estate, slightly defeated from the fact that I could not overcome a one-story building.
It's okay, nobody knows.
Yeah, it's even more embarrassing when you're a bird man and that can't fly.
All right. So the opera will end, and Basil and Tam will start heading home. Yes.
Can we get a souvenir poster for the Rise of Tiamat?
No posters. No,
Dang it.
sorry. Um, not
You can get
posters,
your giant
but
speech translation potions, though.
there's no merchandise.
Dang it. No like fancy mugs? No weird popcorn buckets? Just
No,
nothing?
sometimes they just don't do that sort of thing.
I've only really ever seen one other live performance, and I got it framed and professionally lit, and it's really the centerpiece of my room back home, so I was hoping to make one for this home. That's fine, I guess. I'll just carry the memories with me forever.
Yes, well, that is what your brain is for.
Huh. Okay, well, let's go.
All right.
All right. Basil, can you please do a straight D100 roll for me,
Sweet
please?
Christ. What are you doing, bud?
Does Basil vomit on Tam and kill him tonight?
Basil, you know what I like most about our friends is that Sir Peach always follows all the rules. And the aviary is so dexterous.
Yeah, they're really, I've only
Very
known
good
both of
showing tonight.
I've only known all three of them for a few days, but they've all made pretty strong impressions about like how skilled and law-abiding they are.
Right, yes. Yes.
Well, that is an unfortunate roll
Oh no.
Why?
Oh no.
Why?
Why do you
Because-
say such things?
because from 85 through trip zeros was going to be you get robbed on the way home.
I have no money. I just look like a fancy boy.
While you're all
Literally, I
dressed,
think he's got
the-
two gold
the-
pieces to his name.
the two of you are all dressed up, and you think you're like maybe like taking a shortcut at some point, but then like somebody like comes out of like the darkness with a dagger and says like, "Give me all your money."
How close are they to me?
Oh no.
When they do this.
within 5 feet.
Okay, the moment they're within 5 feet of me, my fancy boy outfit expands like a balloon. I look at Tam, I'm like, you gotta go. It pops, sending a cloud of poison around me in 10 feet, I believe, is what this item does. Give me 1 second.
What in the Toadmaster form is that?
While wearing this armor, you can take a bonus action, which I will do, to emit poisonous spores. Within 10-foot radius, each creature must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or have the poison condition to the end of my next turn.
All right, Tam.
My hands are up, and it just happens like an automatic
Okay.
protection feature I have installed.
All right, so Tam. So Basil has told you to like quickly get away.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is a column of smoke will appear behind me, and I will step. I'll take 1 step backwards into it, and about 30 feet back behind that is another column of smoke that I instantly step out of.
Okay. Misty
And
step.
that's-
Misty.
That's my bonus action.
Yep.
And for my action,
Oh man.
Oh no.
This guy doesn't know who he's trying to rob.
yeah, you don't know what you're fucking with.
An old man with nothing to lose and a very crazed poison maker.
and for my action, I'm gonna cast magic missile.
Oh my god. That's gonna hit.
This dude is dead. Commoner, 5 HP, gone.
All right. So Tam is Misty stepped away and cast magic missile at the robber, and Basil has like gone poof and blown out a bunch of poisonous spores. So then this guy like gets like slammed by the bolts of magic missile and like starts like feeling the effects of the poison spores. And just kind of like falls over and goes.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's an automated feature. I didn't mean. Okay, hold on. I'm quickly trying to get out any like healing stuff I have on me, which I don't have any currently. I am all out of healing stuff for the day. So I'm like desperately searching for anything to make him not die directly in front of me.
And and like he's basically at like half a hit point.
Oh my god.
Okay. But he isn't dying, correct?
I mean, you have the poison stayed on him, so I don't know if too much longer.
Well, yeah, so I can't heal him. So great. Yeah, as long as he's not actively dying, we're good.
He is not actively dying.
I look at his
But
face.
Sam is going to change that.
But he has been incapacitated and is like on the ground and is like now terrified.
sorry again. Hey, oh, I didn't mean. My friend meant to. I didn't. I'm gonna take your weapon, and we're just gonna go. Have a good night. And I just pick up the knife.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. You wouldn't happen to have any gold on you, would you?
Oh my
I
god,
hold the
the
knife at him.
reverse mugging by an old man.
Well, he's just like on the ground, and like Basil is like taking the knife out of his hand. He's like looking up at Tam. He's like, and like points it
Yeah.
down at his side.
Yes. You don't like it when somebody does it to you, do you? Yes.
Doesn't feel great, does it?
No,
I'm
it
pointing
does
the knife
not.
at him. Dangerously
Maybe you
close.
should rethink some of the decisions that you've made in your life.
Just want to recount, not even a couple minutes ago, you guys were reflecting about how chivalrous and good the other two party members
Yeah,
were.
that's-
and you guys
that's
just
you guys.
reverse mug.
Yeah, we're not
You just
that.
reverse mugged the person.
We have never
Can
been
you-
that. To be fair.
Can you imagine being this guy though? You go out to mug like a little Ponzi and some old man, and then it turns out that the Ponzi is like a little smoke bomb of fart gas, and the old man is menacing sexy Santa, and they're just leaning over you, telling you to like reconsider your life.
I lean down with the knife. The poison should wear off in about 17 hours. You can't sleep until then, and you can't get healed until then. So you're pretty much paralyzed on the ground. We're gonna take your money though, because this was very mean, and we're gonna, I don't know, give it back to people or like a charity or something. I just look up at Tam. Do you know like a charity?
No.
Alright.
You know what? Let him keep his gold.
Okay. Well, have a good night, sir. I put the knife like just in the very like ornate belt that I have. I just tuck it in. We just take off.
Okay.
The next morning's newspapers are going to be like incapacitated man murdered in street by opportunistic brigands.
All right. So we will now go fast forward through the night to the next day. So Tam needs to do his
So we-
nighttime.
We get a long
focus,
rest.
and you get a long rest. Correct.
All right, cool.
Right, Tam.
Gotta do
Let's
the
see it.
roll.
I did expend some spell slots there.
What? Just a second level and first level. Certainly nothing
Right.
too extreme.
I assume this means our friend remains with us.
He's not saying anything.
Oh, sorry, I was doing my spell stuff.
It's
So
just
how does-
concerning when you're quiet for so long after a long rest. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, well, how do I break the news to them that Tam died that night?
So how does the morning begin?
He didn't die, did he?
So how does the morning begin?
No.
No.
No!
No shot, right?
No, you didn't. Did you?
Basil is awake making breakfast with some weird stuff in it.
Yeah. Everyone's just kind of like gathering down in the tavern, and like
Remember, I arrived late because I sleep at my father's place.
yeah.
Well, and the tavern's
So-
still getting worked on, so we have to do it in the common room upstairs.
But all of like the kitchen stuff and whatever has all already been completed.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Hey, if we have a
So-
working kitchen, I'm there.
So like the this day is kind of like they're putting final touches on most stuff. So you now have a working bar with like taps that where if you hook kegs up to them they would work. A renovated kitchen. So you can
So
use that space.
I guess me and Hoods would be. Do we see Tam downstairs?
No.
Basil.
Oh no.
Basil
Oh my
has an
God.
arm that just has like wet paint on it from having leaned up earlier before knowing that the paint was wet, and hurriedly just trying to rub it off, and now there's paint on both hands and arm.
I look over to Hoods like, Have you seen Tam this morning?
No, we got into a bit of a altercation last night, so he could just be taking a nice, easy morning.
Oh, well,
You want to go check on him? He's normally up by now, right?
let's go and have breakfast first, but we should definitely go check. He's usually down here pretty early.
Okay.
I guess we just go about doing our morning routine, wait until Peach gets here, I guess.
So,
'Kay.
will I be able to enter the first floor?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
However, I wouldn't have been told that yet, right? Because I went straight home. I wouldn't have been able to see that the first floor is done.
I suppose so. Yeah. So would
Yeah,
you?
because last time I flew in through the second floor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll fly in through that way. Do I see anything there that might indicate something strange has happened?
Who are you asking?
Well, a certain elderly member of the party.
Oh, you don't see him.
Okay, because, I mean, I guess if you're downstairs, is the door to your library and study open?
Yes.
But I see your door is still closed.
Oh,
The door to my bedroom would be closed.
Okay, and that would be strange at this hour because usually it's open because you're downstairs.
Right.
I go and I knock on it.
And it just kind of like pushes open.
No. Oh no.
Um,
Foreshadowing is intense.
I go, oh no. And I open the door and lean in and I say, elderly friend Tam, you should latch your door more securely.
Oh, 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 oh.
oh,
my-
sweet Jesus.
Oh, you gave me a
Man's
fright.
gonna give me a heart attack.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sir Peach. You see, me and Sir Basil got in a bit of an altercation last night, and I believe I'm a little bit tired from our shenanigans, as you could say.
Bruce and I guess the aviator and I are coming up the stairs. I'm like, told ya. Eating my cereal, walking into my room full of poisonous plants.
Oh, okay, good. I was just a little worried because you're usually here pretty, like, prominently every morning.
Yes, I'm sorry. As you may have heard, Basil and I were accosted by a brigand, I guess you could say.
Oh, and
we
you
taught
guys
him,
just ran away, right? You didn't, like, fight them head on, right?
well, we taught him a bit of a lesson. and,
Oh,
Yes, and I think he may rethink some of his life choices.
oh, was that what was in the newspaper this morning?
It probably was, yes.
My poison bag went off. My safety measure when someone gets too close to me.
I'm
that I
sorry,
Don't know.
did you say poison bag?
Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, it's just a bag of poison I wear around me at all times. If someone gets close to me, it just expands and poof.
How's it determine which one's friend or foe, though?
I quickly reach over and I draw the aviary aside and I bend down and I whisper very discreetly to the aviary, do not ask questions, my friend. My father told me that featherless males expand under certain conditions. This
I
must
don't
be.
think that's actually true, but okay.
It's
I'm
very
looking-
rude. It's very rude to ask about these things, my father has told me.
Okay, I'll leave it be, I guess, but I'm glad to see you guys are both okay. That's the main thing.
It's a sweat thing, by the way. It's not like anything weird. It's if I sweat too much because I'm scared. Okay, I don't want to talk about like perspiration and how you can make it chemically react to the certain. It's fine. It's magic. Everything's magic. Great. We didn't
Okay,
hurt
I'm
a
so
person, though.
happy that I do not sweat.
You don't.
yeah, we kind of avoid that entirely.
You guys don't sweat. That must be so nice.
I mean, there's sometimes where you just get really hot and it's kind of hard to deal with.
Well, perhaps we should all go downstairs and get some coffee.
You know, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that.
Yes.
Basil motions to the wet paint that is on his forearm and hands. Just be careful. There's still painting down there.
Ah, yes.
All right, I guess we scrounge up breakfast and coffee.
Oh, our DM is dying.
It happens at the worst times.
A little bit. It's okay. He'll be back. I'm more scared of what Drew was doing to us there for a minute, honestly.
Yeah,
Did
that
you-
was. I'm pretty sure that sent my blood pressure up.
Did you roll like a 4 or something? Like very, very close to a 1?
I rolled a 96.
Oh!
Ah,
Ooh.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, are you? Sorry, Yoi, can you repeat that last bit that you said right before I had my coughing fit?
Oh, we just went downstairs is all.
Okay, to
Yeah.
to the tavern. Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. But
Yeah, we're in the
Was-
kitchen, like having coffee, breakfast, that kind of thing.
all right. So the people doing the work are just basically just kind of like doing like putting like stainer and sealant on like the walls and that kind of stuff. When let me get this name correct. Broxley Fairkettle comes by. And he introduces himself. He is a halfling who has some mutton chops and bushy eyebrows. And he is part of the he is your contact for the Fellowship of Innkeepers and Taverns. And so then he kind of like knocks on the door and then like lets himself in. And he says, "Hello, hello. May I speak to the owners of the establishment?"
Just kind of wave over here, like, over here. We're just enjoying a nice breakfast.
Yes, would you like a coffee?
Ah, that would be most splendid.
I'll pour him a coffee.
So I can see that you fine folks have been renovating this establishment, and I hear that you are preparing to make it operational as a tavern once again. But I must say that I must have an inspector come by to make sure that everything is up to code and spec, so that there are check out that everything is well insulated and the kitchen is all up to code and everything. So that must happen before you are allowed to operate.
Sounds
Well, that
reasonable.
seems certainly reasonable. Yes.
Well, hold on. So that wasn't carried in any of the leasing cost or the construction cost?
Oh no
or-
no no! The cost has already been covered in things that you've paid for.
Oh, so we don't have to. You just
But-
want to bring people. Oh, that's great.
But yes, I must have an inspector come by before you are allowed to start conducting business proper.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
everything should be on the up and up, so that
Yes,
is not a
these-
problem.
These gentlemen here have been helping construct this for close to about a 10-day at this point.
I
Day
believe
3.
this is day 3.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is day
Okay,
3
my
of 10
bad.
day, so we can get up and off the ground with just the tavern.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. because they had quoted that they should be done on either the third or the fourth day of renovations, and then after that you could start operations. So now Broxley has come by to say he would like to have someone come by to inspect things just to make sure that everything seems good.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Fairkettle, is this like a today thing or a tomorrow thing?
Yes, I believe I should be able to have someone come by this afternoon.
Okay, should we just not interfere with anything? Because this has all just been freshly made. So, is that fine?
Should be fine. Just
And the
want-
upstairs isn't freshly made. Is that fine?
Oh, you've only been renovating the first floor.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to see what the inspector says.
Okay, I don't like. We've okay. Yep. Basil stares straight ahead, just like 1,000-yard stare at his cup of probably tea.
But yes, just wanted to come by and make sure that you were given the appropriate notice, a heads up, as it were, that that I'd have to have an inspector come by, and then as long as the inspector gives it the all good for a go ahead, then you should be able to continue on to open up your business in the next couple days.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, thank you for letting us know.
Well,
Now,
do you
And
have?
Is he
Shadow.
stepping out or is he staying there right now?
Well, then he would ask, do you have any questions about tavern upkeep and anything like that for me?
Well, none of us
Well-
have really run a tavern before, so probably wouldn't hurt to get some sort of crash course.
I mean, really,
Well-
you take their gold and you give them beer. How hard could it be, really?
Well,
You know, I didn't
suppose
think
the
about
most
it that way.
the most pertinent question would be, if we do not pass the inspection, what are the consequences?
Well, you would have to fix whatever deficiencies the inspector has found, and then once that has been met, then we inspect again, and then you will be allowed to operate.
Basil is shaking with 1,000 questions, but foot and mouth, so it's like been trying to hold back, and just at this point snaps, looks. So if the contractors that we just hired did a poor enough job that this freshly renovated place isn't fit for code, that goes to us and not them.
Well, you are the ones covering
It
the
sounds
cost.
like you have a problem with the Contractors Guild, my man.
You are the ones covering the cost. You are the ones who hired the contractors.
Okay, but we're not the ones rebuilding the place. They are.
Correct?
And so,
I-
naturally, if you have a problem with what has transpired here, you'd have a problem with them and not us.
I just want to say, Basil, I don't think that we're going to be charged something extra. Just that they need to re-inspect it.
I'm expecting somewhere a license to come up at some point that's going to cost 15 gold, because that's just been the normal thing here. I'm gonna take a lap. I'm too angry.
Yes, it's
We
probably a good idea, Sir Basil. It's probably not pertinent to point your finger and speak in an aggressive manner towards one of the people that might let us open or not open our tavern.
I've never had to deal with any of this. It's so much. Hey,
Go
Mr.
for a run,
Fairkettle.
Basil. Go for
So
a run.
overwhelming.
Go take a couple
Okay,
laps
I'm
around.
gonna take a lap. I'm gonna take a lap, guys. Basil sprints out of the room, full of energy.
I'll-
It's that moment of life where you find out that everything is so much more complicated that you can't control it. Basil's having that moment.
I'll look at Mutton Chop Guy and go,
He can be a lot sometimes, but his heart's in the right place.
Thank you for the coffee. I will be on my way. The inspector should be by this afternoon.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing him.
I'm
And
going to
he,
go whisper over to Tams there and I think he thinks we're crazy.
he downs the rest of his coffee sets it down on the the table or wherever you all are, and he gets up and he leaves. And like as he goes out the door, like a brief moment after he exits, you can hear an ah, and then like thump thump, and like the beating of large wings like settling down. And then a heavily a heavy metal on wood knock comes from your front door.
Oh, we've been receiving lots of guests today, it would seem.
Yes.
Well, best to
just-
go and answer it.
Just for the record, Aviary,
Hmm.
I think we're crazy as well. So maybe he's not entirely wrong.
You know, that's fair. I'm gonna go answer the door now.
Yes, let's go answer the door.
You hear Basil's voice carry as he's just loud screaming around, like running around the building, just from windows.
It's
Like, oh, wow, a
what's-
metal man.
What's the noise thing called? Like a train going by the.
Oh, Doppler effect.
Yeah, the Doppler effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
100% what's happening.
And when you open the door, there is a tall, human woman with dark features, dark hair, kind of like a tanned skin, but bright blue eyes, and full plate armor, and has like a great sword strapped to her back, and there is a griffin in the street outside of your establishment.
You're quite well armed for a small city street.
Hello. Are you the one known as the Aviary? Well, I think you are the one I'm looking for.
Oh, is that so? And who is looking for me?
And she goes like kind of like bows her head and like brings her fist to her chest, and she says, "I am Savra Bellabranta. I am in the Order of the Gauntlet, and
Yes.
we
I've
are
heard that.
we are an order dedicated to finding and destroying evil in all its forms. And we've heard of the deeds of the Aviary, and we wanted to extend an invitation for the Aviary to come and visit our headquarters at the Halls of Justice, which is in the Temple of Tyr, in the which is in the market of the Castle Ward.
Is that so?
Behind the aviary and Tam, Peach is at the table like freaking hearts just like spinning around his head, just like ah.
Everything all right there, Peaches?
I feel like I'm in a fairy tale seeing the greatest of heroes. This morning is the best morning in the 3 years of my life.
Yes, the stories of the Order of the Gauntlet have spread far and wide. I remember them as a child myself. And even back then, it was a childhood dream of mine to join their order, but I wonder how that'll fare now.
Just continues looking at the night like, ah!
But you said where was it again?
Greetings, friends of the Aviary. Are any of the rest of you valiant warriors who would be interested in perhaps joining the Order of the Gauntlet, dedicating your lives to stomping out evil in all its forms?
Peach does the thing where a bird like kind of preens their lower collar like, oh wow. 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 Wow.
Yes, I'm gonna go refill my coffee.
And I walk away.
You hear from
Cam
outside
absolutely
just
does not give a shit.
is that a real griffin?
Just running
Yes,
by.
I
Oh,
believe it
hey,
is.
that's a real griffin. Well, where was it that you wanted me to meet exactly to discuss things?
The Halls of Justice.
I'll see what I can do. I'll go ahead and talk to you guys more in order when we're out of this building in particular. I have questions for your order.
Well, hopefully we can answer your questions, but I have delivered the message, and you know where to find us. Good day.
And when should I be there, or do you have a specific date?
Well, I believe it's a standing offer.
I see. When I get the chance, I will go ahead and head out to the temple.
And she's and thanks for the raid. The kids are asleep.
Yay! Welcome in, Raiders.
Hello.
Um, and so then Savra just kind of bows her head again and said, well, good day to you all. I'll be on my way. She like does like a very curt turnaround and strides out and like leaps up onto the back of her griffin, and the griffin like whoosh, whoosh, like flaps its wings and takes off into the sky.
Did it leave any feathers?
Yes.
Scoop. Scoop. Dibs. Scoop.
Peach is absolutely boondoggled. This is all that's occupying his mind right now. Wow.
Really into plated heroes, aren't you?
I think they are quite wonderful in their stories. I've always
Yes.
wanted to meet one, and I've always wanted to see a griffin. It is so funny to see a creature that is half you on one half, and then something completely different on the other half.
Yes, quite. I'm curious myself as to what they consider to be evil that needs stamping out. That's where my question lies.
Oh. Well, hopefully it's not something very large, like a dragon. That's what all the stories I learned were about. My father had to put those books away because I kept asking where the dragons were. That was when I was 1, though. I have grown up now.
And you've grown up quite well.
Hmm.
Would I know anything about these Griffin Riders?
Um, so Savra is actually kind of special. You would know that it's actually her family that trains all of the griffins for the Griffin Cavalry, who work with. Hold on, 1 second here. Son of a bitch! It's the city watch, because the city guard protects the city from outside threats, and the city watch are the police force.
Ooh.
So Savra's family, the Bellabrantas, trained the Griffins for the Griffin Cavalry of the City Watch. But she has since become a member of the Order of the Gauntlet, and the Order of the Gauntlet works out of the halls of justice at the Temple of Tyr, and they are mostly made up of paladins and clerics. But there are like some other like fighters and monks and rangers and that kind of sort who are definitely more leaning towards the lawful side of things. Who
Probably even a little religious.
yeah, there's generally a lot of worshippers of Helm, Torm, or Tyr.
I'll put a cup of coffee down in front of Peach and say,
Is, they are a very altruistic group.
Yes, that is why my father is confused by them.
Confused.
My father had a very hard life, so it is hard for him to understand sometimes when people are good. I think that is why he says I am empty-headed.
Well, that seems kind of rude, honestly.
Yes, actually, yes, it does.
Well, I cannot blame him. I have made some critical mistakes in my life.
Your life has only been 3 years. It's more than understandable.
Yes, that is true. But Everybody is very, very different. He does not have feathers, and I do. So I am very tolerant of everybody's shortcomings.
Yes,
Get it? Because they're short.
and Sir Peach, everybody has made critical mistakes in their lives. That's what life is. It's a series of ups and downs.
Mm, that is a very interesting philosophy.
Diesel's walking in with an armful of feathers. Dang, this is like 50 gold piece of feather. She's just flying around on that thing. Who's the big lady for?
She was reaching out to me. They want to bring me under their order of the gauntlet.
Oh, I would have thought. Okay, no, that makes sense. I just kind of thought the Peach would have seen big lady feather. It's, you know, sword. It just kind of made sense. It was like a warrior thing. You strike me as a more sneaky man guy. And Peach
Yes,
strikes
that's
me as a
where I
more
think some
smacky
things will
man
be
guy.
a bit different.
Well, you see, I am not a majestic fighter of crime the way the aviary is, so it makes sense.
Okay, well, cool. Hey, free feathers, right? I just immediately waddle upstairs with them.
Okay.
The workshop expands.
The rest of your morning can be mostly uneventful unless anyone has something specific they want to do.
Mm-mm.
I'll
I
save
gotta-
visiting the temple for another day when we're getting closer to everyone else deciding on their stuff.
Okay.
Yes, I will be up in the library, consulting my spell books.
I guess we should probably discuss the 2 meetings you guys had already.
Sure, I don't mind if you want to. If you bring that up, Basil will be more than happy to talk about it.
I think the general consensus of the group is that the people reaching out to Basil maybe not the greatest.
Yeah.
So how was the rest of that opera, by the way?
Sorry, rolling experimental elixir real quick. Don't mind me.
It was a 2.
Swiftness. Basil's actively like brewing some stuff up, just like on a free space, not in his room. He looks at you. It was. I mean, it was beautiful. I cried a lot more. But Tam and I talked about, the the merciless and that stuff, and the Doom Raider one and that stuff, and I
Doom
don't know.
Raiders? I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't tell you guys about the snake hand people. Where there was a snake that flapped in my room, and then I met with people at the yawning portal. Davrin.
Davril?
Davril. That's it. I have it in these notes here that speak at me when I get it wrong.
So you're telling me that you went and met these people, and we know that they were a quote-unquote bad group, and you went there anyway?
Well, we met in a public place where a bunch of people could actively see me, and Mr. Tam came with me, so yeah, I was fine. It was safe enough. I have remember poison bag? I'm safe normally walking in the streets.
You would get a poison bag in the midst of a crowded space in public?
Oh no, just if someone grabbed me, I'd poison bag and then I'd hightail it out of there.
And I guess I turn over to Tam if he's in the same room, like, so was everything on the up and up? What happened?
Where is everybody right now?
I'm in the common room. I was probably doing stuff in like the common room because I don't have like an actual workspace set up, so I'm just at a big table somewhere.
All right. Yeah, because I was upstairs in the library, but I'll just say I came down for a nice cold drink.
Where was that you were talking about?
You guys apparently met the Doom Raiders?
Yes, they were unpleasant.
They really only liked me because I vomited and killed that one person, which vaguely regret. They were scary though, so
With that in mind, they probably want you to do something similar again.
Yeah, no, Mr. Tam kind of sniffed that out. of them, and I asked them some questions, and they said that they wouldn't not be killing someone with the stuff I made, which was pretty red flag.
Yes, I would be very wary about that invitation.
I really only do it for the money, and or if we needed somebody to like spy on an enemy group, because I'm your guy to get it done. My hands kind of slip a little bit while making. Whoop! All right, don't want to eat through the table.
No offense to whatsoever there, Basil, but you don't seem like the one that's gonna be the sneakiest or one that's gonna fly under the radar that often.
Well, it seems like they just wanted to use me, and so I'd be using them back, right? And so it's kind of like a even Steven type of thing.
I'm not in control of your life. I just warned you to be very careful.
Oh, I'm definitely not going to go. Mr. Tam said that they probably kick puppies, and so that's a pretty no go for me. But then we were talking about the Merciless and the Harpers, and Mr. Tam didn't really like them either because they wanted us to work for exposure. Wasn't that right, Mr. Tam?
Yes, he did. Yes.
Yeah,
Which
I wouldn't accept that either. You need something.
Right, yes.
As an artisan, my father says you must never work for exposure, so I too am in agreement.
Yes. No, your father's very right. Yes.
But that's the
Oh.
real problem, because then how do we make money besides the tavern that may or may not be deadlocked between inspections and leasing and so many guild members?
We find work.
But they are the work, right?
Well, they're just organizations reaching out to us. I'm certain we can find other means.
Yes, Waterdeep is indeed an extremely large city. There is always something happening.
Yes.
All right.
Perhaps there is a poster board somewhere with little missions taped to it. We can go pick one off.
Anything like that on the yawning portal? Just curious.
No, not exactly.
Figured I'd check.
Or perhaps we'll be visited by yet another group, and they'll seem better. I mean, you said the Golden Gauntlet or whatever it was.
Oh, the Order of the Gauntlet, yeah.
The Griffin Riders, yes. They were interested in your services.
Yes, I'll look into that. I figured, though, that if they've reached out to you two and to me now, it's only a matter of time before they come at Peaches with something.
Yeah.
Do these gauntlet people kick puppies? Or like could they be good? Or
I do not believe they would do anything of that sort.
They
No.
would
No.
never do such a thing.
all right, well,
No,
that's good.
no, not at all. They're more like a peacekeeping force in the city.
That sounds good.
They also probably will work on, like, suppressing a couple of things, particularly, like, maybe cultist involvements in certain things.
That sounds great. That's what we fought, right?
Yes, to an extent. Those were different creatures entirely, though, some of them.
All right, well, I guess we'll wait for all the offers to come in before, because we should circle back and then make like a decision. I'm just saying, yeah, having steady work is probably a good idea with all of the uncertainty that lies ahead for us in the tavern keeping business. This 1,000-yard stare again.
Peach pats his back and says, "Please calm down."
I'm pretty calm. I thought this would be easier, like you just sign a thing and then it's yours and then it makes money. But it's not.
Of course, that is adulthood.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not great.
Well, do not despair, as it is always good to remember, maybe yes, maybe no. I do not fret about the future.
Okay. Just think about today. I can do that. Fully spill like the acid I'm pouring into a cup. Well, okay, all right. I'm thinking about today too much. Okay. Start
I
cleaning
just
it up.
see a hole starting to leak into the floor.
No, we just fixed that. Hold on, let me just stick my hand underneath it. Okay, I got it.
Your hand's literally burning.
I think I have resistance to acid damage. So, if not, I'm getting it soon.
All right. So right around noon,
Mm.
there is yet another knock at the door.
I shall open it this time.
Okay. And there is an earnest young man who seems to be in his mid-20s,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Oh, hello. I am Gillester Silvermane. Um, I've seen some of you folks in the yawning portal from time to time, right?"
That would be correct.
Well, Peach is at the door.
Oh.
Silvermane is not my contact at the Yawning Portal, so would I recognize this guy?
You like kind of in that concept of like familiar strangers, you know,
Yeah.
like people you've noticed around the city
Mhm.
who seem to keep popping up here and there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I nod my head in agreement. Indeed.
Oh, yeah. Good, good. So, are you the one known as Peach?
Indeed, I am the one known as Peach.
All right, cool. um,
What is a surfer bro doing in my D&D session?
Totally rad, guy.
Peach swivels his head in perplexedness.
so, uh, I am part of the Lord's Alliance, and I report to the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Laryl Silverhand.
Oh.
And we generally work in efforts to um, make sure that that the realm of the Lord's Alliance, so like the kind of like this the major cities along the Sword Coast and whatever, that the realm remains peaceful. And we often employ lots of people to go out on missions and make sure that like there are no major threats threatening the realm. That kind of stuff. Um, so we're looking for people who would be interested in making sure that the city stays secure and that they would be, putting the interests of the realm ahead of their own interests, their own personal interests. We heard that you, Peach, might be a person that we may wish to talk to in ventures of this matter.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, well, I would have to ask my father. I am 3 years old.
Well, you are a resident of Waterdeep. I mean, I made sure to check the records because members of our organization have to be residents of the cities involved.
Oh, that is indeed true. Mm. However, I must say yet again that I am 3 and my third birthday is only most recently passed. I am not fully independent yet in my heart. I would like to speak with my father about such matters. But I am quite interested. I would very much like to ensure that Waterdeep is safe and well, for it is my home and I love it dearly.
Uh, well, of course, seems to make sense to me. Um, I am supposed to tell you that this is indeed a standing offer. There's no time limit involved. So if you ever change your mind and wish to come do some work for us, that we'll happily take you.
Oh, and where should I
Well,
go to dis
and if on anything that we may give you, you are more than welcome to use any friendly resources that you have access to. and he kind of like pokes his head in and looks around to see if any of the others are there.
When he pokes his head in, Peach kind of spreads his wings a little bit so he can't see past, and then
Okay.
does a quick like head snap back, head snap front, and then goes, "You should not look at people without their permission. It is rude."
Sorry. Sorry. Well, um, well, as I've said, uh, you ever want to come and work for the Lord's Alliance? I'm almost always hanging out in the Yawning Portal, so you'll know where to find me.
Yes, now I do. Thank you very much.
All right. Cool. See you later.
This dude is a red flag that walks. Holy butts.
Peach shuts the door and swivels his head
Um,
around and turns his body after and says, "He speaks a little like a bird. I don't know how I feel about that."
Hoodie, I think that's just your issue with authority coming up.
He works for a major organization that reports openly to an open lord, and he works out of the Yawning Portal, a notable tavern. What? They don't have an office?
He doesn't
no,
work out of there. He just hangs out there.
It okay. Where you working, bud? Yes, it is my problem with authority. I can't shut it off. Okay, I got a problem.
Yeah. So he's walking away.
Mm-hmm. Peach comes back and immediately tells the aviary that, "You see, just as we discussed, something with wings asked the humans to join something, and then something without wings came and asked us about stuff, so we were in fact correct in our predictions."
My God. You're brilliant.
My father sometimes says that too. Preens a little self-importantly.
So what was that all about, I have to ask?
Peach basically assembles everybody since it seems to have been established that we are laying all the offers we are receiving on the table, and tells them about getting a standing offer from the Lord's Alliance. How strange.
Would I know anything about the Lord's Alliance?
Just kind of in reputation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing, like, as a very young Waterdavian, I would know of the Lord's Alliance as, like, oh, they're our representative, and they do great things, and they make sure Waterdeep is not embarrassed in, political whatever, like very surface level, like the young children propaganda type stuff that the byline basically on a
Not
poster that you
really
get.
making a huge difference, just the surface level stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think that is what Peach would know of them.
I see. Well, we've gotten some very interesting offers today. In the last day.
And soon we shall
Opinions?
be inspected.
So
Yeah,
I'm on the
how
board.
do
We
you-
have the Zentrum who want to kick puppies, so they're out. I just X that.
Fair.
And then we have the Harpers. Look at Tam.
I'm not.
Working for exposure. Mm-mm.
Yes, no, I'm not very thrilled about them.
They don't kick
How about-
puppies.
How about they don't kick puppies? Yes,
That is a
true.
positive. We gotta keep that
Okay,
noted.
I'll put a pin in the don't kick puppies people. At least
Yeah,
for
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
They have
Right,
a time
yes.
frame.
Yes. Don't exit out,
Yeah, I'll
but
just
don't
circle this
circle
one.
it.
Oh,
Don't
no,
circle
okay,
it.
so,
Don't,
I got
sorry.
like halfway
Yeah.
through a circle. I'm like, oh, I'll half circle it, right?
Half
Okay,
circle it.
great.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
On the harp. On the harp.
And we have the Gauntlet, Order of the Gauntlet, the Golden Gauntlet. I don't remember
Yes.
what they're
Order of the
called.
Gauntlet.
Yes, the Order of
in
the
the player note
Gauntlet.
they're called.
I mean,
I feel like it wouldn't really mesh with you all too well, but it could be something I can work through.
as word of like DM, of the groups that have been in contact so far, like the Harpers and the Order of the Gauntlet are the most like actually like good and invested in being good kind of groups of the
Okay.
groups. And it's just that, but like the Order of the Gauntlet has that kind of like very kind of like paladin-esque zealotry running through it as kind of an undercurrent.
Military theming.
And but like the Harpers are known like all over Faerun as like like as always coming to like aid people in need.
So Gauntlet is also a maybe because they don't kick puppies and they probably save puppies.
Yes,
So I'll
that
have
is a
circle up
positive.
one.
They actually get a point up for that. They save puppies.
Okay,
They
I'll
don't just ignore them.
one circle this one then.
Okay.
Okay, great. And then we have, what was the one that you got? See by Peach? The Lords
The Lord's Alliance.
Yes, that would be the Sylvans.
I'm sorry, what?
They,
The Open Lord Silverhand?
yes,
They
The-
run the Lord's Alliance.
Oh, okay.
yes, the Sylvans, the people that run Waterdeep.
Laeral Silverhand is Waterdeep's Open Lord. Not to be confused with the Grey Hands, which will be coming up shortly. But first,
Too many freaking hands.
like so, the characters can have like lunchtime and a bit of downtime and whatever. Anything specific happening during that kind of period? Does
I think
anyone?
it's just us looking at the board and talking about our
Yeah.
options.
Okay. Then like not long after like early afternoon, not long after like lunchtime or whatever, the inspector comes by,
Mhm.
and he seems to make pretty quick work of things. Like he's only there for about half an hour, checking around, inspecting corners and doing a walkthrough of the kitchen and whatever. But then he asks to see the upstairs.
Now, would I know anything about these guys and how they operate?
The
Like,
inspectors?
is this like the kind of inspector that's like, this is an inspector that does his job and does it right? Or is it the kind of inspector that's like, maybe he'll look away at something that's not completely perfect if
And this man be
Miscreant
bribed.
Santa, no.
it's
And
really
this man be bribed.
it's really up to the individual in this case.
Hmm.
But make an insight check to see what kind of vibes you get from him.
All right. Let's see. Where's my insight? Where is? Oh, there it is. Fuck.
Oh,
Great.
Help action. Help action.
no. That's a 6 for those who cannot see it.
Yeah, so a 6. So as far as you can tell, he seems to be like very up and up on like he seems to be taking good notes, and he doesn't seem to be one of the more corrupt kind as far as you can tell.
Hmm.
Well, I hope everything looks good and is passing your inspection.
Yeah, so everything seems to be looking pretty good here. I had some current concerns about the ceiling, in which case I would need to take a look at the floor of the floor above.
Oh yes. All right
I
then.
guess.
Can I go up to the next level to?
Sir, kind, generous, wonderful sir. We don't have a lot of money. We don't. We've tried to invest it wisely. So everything above here is it's okay.
Well, I am aware that the estate had been uninhabited for a while, so like I would expect to see some level of neglect perhaps of the upper floors, considering that I know that you've been renovating this first floor first. I just need to make sure that the floor of the level above is not going to cause issues for ceiling and insulation of this level down here.
Okay, and just so we have two people who are very light on their feet. Motion towards Peach in the aviary, and we have old man who weighs maybe 95 pounds soaking wet, and then me who also barely weighs 95 pounds. So just keep all of that in mind when we show you upstairs to our beautiful second floor.
Yeah,
Can I
sure,
make
of
an
course.
Can I make an insight check on Basil to see if he's trying to feel out this guy to see if he's taking bribe?
That's exactly what's happening. 100%. No
Uh,
insight check needed. Basil is trying to very ham-handedly put down hints of like, hey, maybe just take some money.
Peach is not going to pick up any of that at all and just say, "Yes, please follow me, good sir. I will show you to the upper floor," and then just brings him up there.
Okay.
I go and turn over to Tam. I was like, "Damn, do you have any illusion magic that you can use to like cover up some of the holes?"
Oh, no. I could make myself look like a different person, but that doesn't seem to help in this situation.
No, unfortunately not. Unless you can make something that just blocks out the entire wall.
Yes, no.
All right,
no,
so
unfortunately, no.
so the inspector follows Peach upstairs. And he like looks around and he jots down a couple notes and like he looks at like the floorboards and like goes and inspects some of the corners, like, takes down a couple more notes and walks back out and comes back downstairs. He says, "Well, actually, um, I, there is a certain level of neglect, and you probably should do some renovations up there, but everything seems to be in order. Um, uh, I would recommend that you do replace that floor within the next year, but it's not something that has to be done, tomorrow."
Oh yeah, no, we were gonna replace everything, but we need to open up shop first so we could have a steady revenue, so we can, build it.
You don't have to. You don't have to explain yourself to me.
Are you
I've
sure?
done. I've
I
done.
can. We have a whole 10-year plan planned
I
out.
go ahead and cover Basil's mouth. I think that's enough, bud.
I
Oh,
apologize
hold
for
on.
my
What?
excitable friend.
I do have one note as he like revels through his papers here on here that there's something about installing an exterior lift.
Ah, yes.
We all look at Tim.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be some issues.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
All lifts must be interior or have extremely or must have like must be enclosed if they're exterior.
Ah, all right. Well, that is something to keep in mind. That was a project for later on down the road. But thank you for letting me know.
Yep. But as far as the tavern goes, you have the go ahead.
Thank you.
Here's
Thank you, good sir. And then as the guy leaves, Peach looks at Basil and says, "You see, you must trust in the future."
fully sobbing. Aviary, your hand is soaking wet with snot and tears.
I
So
just
did
kind
Get
of
it, guys!
wash it off.
Oh, we've done it!
Did the inspector leave?
Yep.
As soon as the door closes, I'm gonna look at Basil and go,
How much bloody gold did you give him?
None. I have nothing. Well, no, I have 2 gold from working yesterday, but nothing.
You gave him nothing.
No, he just. Wait, you didn't pay him?
No.
Look towards Peach and the aviary, and you guys didn't. I mean, I don't. Look
Not
at
a
Peach.
dime.
You're not gonna pay him.
Of course not, my friend. I told you must trust in the future.
Basil's just gonna run into another room. You just hear, "I'm finally an adult."
I guess we
Right,
just
like-
got really lucky.
Boy, I'll say. That
Huh.
was- I thought for sure that Sir Basil, slipped him some gold.
I think he was crying too much to do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
quite
saw what he
possible,
did
yes.
earlier. He's had a very long day, honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
He started the morning by running laps around and seeing a griffin and then collecting all the feathers.
Having a mild breakdown, yes.
Just a little bit. Then he proceeded to talk in circles around this inspector the entire time he was here.
Hmm. Yes.
I'm surprised he has so much energy all the time.
It's because he's extremely small.
Is that what it is?
That is what my father says. When something is small, there is an overconcentration of character.
I don't know if that entirely tracks, but it's an interesting concept, I guess.
I think it works. You are smaller than me, and you are very much a character.
That is
Oh, thank-
one great, accurate way to put it, honestly. Never
Oh,
have I
thank you.
met a man quite as eccentric as the one next to me. And I've seen a lot of people. So good on you there, Tam.
Well, I appreciate that. I suppose.
Oh,
Peach pats his back quite happily and says, "Yes, you see, my father is always right."
Yes. Um. I'll be in the library, and I'll go back upstairs.
Basil walks out of the kitchen. How do we actually open it?
Well, I presume that we would need to first get supplies and then get workers. That is usually how these things go.
It's not like they just magically start floating into people's glasses, all the beer and stuff. That would be pretty cool, though, wouldn't it?
Could it?
I wonder if Liff is just starts pouring drinks for us, like, whoa.
I guess at that point it would be looking over paperwork of how to get people in. I guess, right? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
who do we hire? How, like, what do we need from here on out? Because didn't I believe we worked into the budget,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
butchery and keg people.
Yeah, that's all paid through the guild, so we don't have to put in any additional money. We just need to like make the note that we actually put out notices for workers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Great.
because I think we had like extra 170 gold split between all of us that we had put in extra along with all the initial expenditures, and that was meant for like
Mhm.
3 or 4 10 days worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I believe I had given this information to you in a previous session, but it's been a while. So there were the one-time expenses. There was stuff to get set up. That as far as that it was should have been 1,000 gold to renovate the tavern over 12 days, but you guys got a bunch of deals. And there's the 250 gold for guild licenses and contracts. I think you also got deals on that stuff. But then
Yeah.
there was when you start running the tavern, there's regular expenses, which is 50 gold per 10 day for maintenance and wages of hirelings, and then 10 gold per 10 day for all other guild expenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And then at the end of every 10 day, there is a roll to determine if you made profit or lost money.
Right. So I had us with 101 initially in the pot, minus the 610 for Reno, was 191, and then minus 60 for the first week of actual operation, and then minus another 60. So we have 2 baked in weeks of operation, and then we have 71 left over for like any expenditure that's anything else besides that, and that's just in the pot.
Advertising, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can basically run for 2 10-day with what we've already paid, to sum up for those following along in the chat.
Cool. All right. So about an hour after the inspector left, so probably at about 3 p.m., Peach and the aviary both receive a telepathic message.
Oh.
So a voice a
Oh,
voice echoes inside their heads, saying, "I am Vajra Safar, the Blackstaff. Come to Blackstaff Tower in the Castle Ward at once if possible. Bring your friends."
Peach goes, "Oh my goodness."
And just look over like, what happened?
Peach stands up and says, "I have been summoned by the second highest power in Waterdeep, and I have been commanded to bring all of you."
Oh, yeah, I just got that message as well. I thought I was just dreaming.
I think you need to have some more self-esteem in your perceptions.
No, I'm just a little tired. Sorry. It's kind of hard, you know. My face is all constricted with this mask and everything.
Oh, I forgot. That was very rude of me. My
No,
apologies.
it's okay.
But yes, I will attempt to make everybody go to this tower.
And that was literally all the message contained, though. It wasn't like
Yep.
any particular, just go over there.
Yep.
what's a Blackstaff Tower? Wait, why are you pushing me? What's happening?
Would any of us have any clue on what that is? Really?
Yes.
Okay, good.
The Blackstaff is the High Wizard of Waterdeep. So she so she is charged with using all of the magic and resources at her disposal to defend the city against threats. And she wields the mystic artifact, the Blackstaff.
Bit on the nose there, isn't it?
Peach explains as he's hustling everybody along that it's a very important staff. That's why whenever someone takes it, you have to have Blackstaff as your last name forever. It's like getting married.
But to a
staff?
stick.
Okay.
Yes.
The city's pretty weird, huh? All right. Yeah.
There's some really weird customs here, but I'm really not one to judge.
It's a magic stick.
Tam, you're not married to a stick, right?
Did you say Blackstaff?
You hear from the library upstairs.
I would have gotten you too. We wouldn't neglect you. Come on.
Literally our only actual wizard, and we're like, yeah, let's just not tell him about this magical person at all.
Yeah, I don't
Well-
think you have to. I don't think you have to push and drag Tam along.
He's like,
Tam's
oh,
gonna
I'm
be
going.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
interested.
Blackstaff, yes.
There is a note here saying several of the older and more seasoned wizards in Waterdeep consider Vajra an upstart, but they are smart enough not to challenge her.
Yes, yes. A lot of the older wizards in Waterdeep consider her an upstart, but I consider myself a bit of an upstart, so I don't have a problem with her.
Nothing at all.
I think that makes sense. You start up lamps.
Yes, exactly.
So we do onto this tower.
Okay. Let me.
I've never met her before, and I'm quite interested, to be honest with you.
Staff Tower.
And this one
Okay.
doesn't kick puppies, right? Like this is a guaranteed no puppy kicker.
I like
No,
how this has
people
got to
don't,
be a
no.
condition now of every single organization, is if they kick puppies or not.
I mean, it's a definitive like
Mhm.
choice maker, right? Like
And it only applies really to one organization out of the bunch.
I mean, good enough, right?
I think,
Yeah, it makes it easier for that one decision.
I think there are quite a few organizations in Waterdeep that kick puppies, to be 100% honest.
Of the ones that have reached out to us.
Mhm.
Well, yes, the ones that reached out to us, no.
It's instead of an alignment chart, Basil solely has a do you kick puppy flow chart, and that's it.
Yes.
I think
That's
it's like it's a kick versus puppy chart. So you can kick things, or you don't kick things, or you do kick things, but you don't kick puppies, or you do kick puppies. It's like very complex.
Yeah.
It'd be like literally like a sign that says like, "Are you gonna kick something?" And then it's like yes or no, and then you hit yes. Like turn
Yeah.
around. On the other side, it says, Well, congratulations. You just kicked a puppy.
A weird captcha where it's like, what would you rather kick? And it's a puppy or a can.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, the Centrum kicks puppies, and the Xanathar Guild kicks puppies, and I believe the Grey Hand kicks puppies.
I don't know, the gray hand reading down in a notepad. Puppy kickers, all right.
Peach whispers to the aviary that I did not realize there were so many puppies to worry about in this city. You learn something new every day.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even seen a single puppy in all my time here.
Love
Me
it.
too.
There's no dogs in this city. It's just such an arbitrary.
All right. So I have made visible on the map the locations of the Halls of Justice and the Blackstaff Tower, which are both
Thank
kind of
you.
west of the market.
Ah, yes. I see.
So Peach is escorting everyone over to Blackstaff Tower, I guess.
We're
Yes,
just going.
we literally got a message beamed into our brains. So
I'm a little suspicious of that, honestly. Almost feels like our heads can explode at any minute. It's really worrying.
Oh, so I shouldn't tell you about a lot of the stuff I work with?
No, I had a feeling
Noted.
that was gonna happen at some point.
Just don't breathe too heavily when you come into my room. I mean, it's pretty simple.
You know, people have to breathe air in order to live, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to breathe in a lot.
Some of us have much larger constitutions than others, just saying.
Yeah, so you'll be fine.
All
Right.
right. Did you see the stuff in chat?
Yeah.
Just means
Yeah.
people are walking puppies on the roofs. Roof puppies?
Famously dog-free.
So Blackstaff Tower is a fortress and a wizard training academy all in one.
whoa.
So if I believe Tam would have received some training here at one point or another.
Oh yes, probably.
Do you have a class ring?
Yeah, but it's from what's it called? The Watchful Order.
And as you approach, there are very little like guards, but the ones who are around like seem to have been made aware of your coming and like basically just like let you pass and point you in the direction of Vajra's like main office. And she welcomes you in immediately upon your arrival, since she did ask you to come immediately.
Ah, Avajra, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Ah, yes, Tamarin. We've met at least once before, perhaps quite a few years ago now. But it is a pleasure to see you, and Peach, and the aviary. Interesting.
Yes,
That's
hello.
not who I specified in my sending spell.
Interesting, because I got it in my head.
Yes, no, I have in my notes here that I was supposed to send that sending spell to Cruz Swain.
Interesting. We're associates, but that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I believe you're lying, but that's besides the point.
That's rather abrupt of you to say that, and you're a fool for saying that, honestly.
My magic is not wrong.
Well, there can be exceptions to things, you know.
Perhaps
Not
we
in
should,
my spending spells.
perhaps we should change the subject. I feel violence is brewing.
Yes, it is besides the point. Yes, Peach and the aviary. Yes, I have beckoned you here because I believe that you would make worthy candidates for let me make sure I get this name right because I always get these two mixed up. The Gray Hands.
Peach immediately looks at his hands, which are white and not gray.
I looked down at the notepad. I just wrote "Great Hands Puppy Kickers?" ? And I looked back up to everyone with a dire look in the face.
Yes, well, much like our own DM, I may have gotten that wrong.
um,
The Gray Hands are somewhat of a specialized task force that I oversee, who are responsible for carrying out specific missions that I become aware of, that I dole out to them, that are for the security of Waterdeep.
Whoa, that sounds like very, very important and dangerous business.
Yes, well, I have heard that you are very capable, adventuring sort of warriors. And I have also heard that your friends are perhaps quite adept in their own right, but it was you two who captured my attention.
Oh, goodness. Thank you.
I've got my eye on you.
Yes,
Peach
and
gives.
me and myself and Sir Basil here, we do like to consider ourselves as also important and dangerous.
Your Highness, bow.
No, I am not addressed as Your Highness. They're just the Blackstaff or Vajra. It's fine. Such formalities are really only required for Lord Laeral. But yes, um, have you any interest in joining the Grey Hands?
What kind of missions would be sent on?
Well, potential ones within Waterdeep itself that may concern threats to the kind of like the peace and joy of everyday people in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so are we perhaps something like a more specialized city watch?
Yes, yes. In fact, that is correct.
Oh,
And if you prove yourselves worthy enough in the Grey Hands, you may become part of Force Grey, which are my own personal private security force, which would take on the most important missions that I know of.
oh, goodness. That sounds very illustrious indeed. However, I must ask my father about this. I am 3 years old, you see, and only newly independent, and he is a good advisor to me.
Yes. Oleander. I've heard things about him.
The way you turned your head makes it seem as though those things were not complimentary.
Oh, I'm not sure if I meant it to be non-complimentary. I just happen to know some interesting information about him.
Oh, what would that be?
Information I'm sure that you'd rather not be spoken publicly.
Peach kind of leans back a little bit. Have you seen Indian ringneck parakeets? The way they go. So he does that. I concede the point.
I think Basil's going to take offense at that in the sense of putting Peach on the back foot.
Oh, uh-oh. Please do not fart bomb the black staff.
uh, Basil will kind of look up. Madam Blackstaff, right?
Yes?
Excuse my impertinence. But you don't want us to work for exposure, do you?
Well, you get my own personal patronage. I can help
Oh.
make it sure that if you have any run into any sort of trouble in many ways, that I can be of assistance.
So we're exposing ourselves for you. Or to you? It doesn't matter. So are you paying us
Phrasing?
gold or
Phrasing?
Sexy singles in your area.
Your area.
Listen, I've been trying to keep with the theme with all conversation. So do you actually pay us like a wage? Does this involve poisoning anyone? Are you here to work on the gang war? Are you here to kick puppies? Is really what I'm kind of getting down here. I'm really drilling down on this point, ma'am.
Uh, if you work with the Grey Hands and you work for me, then I will make sure that you do receive compensation in some form or another.
The fact that you answered that at all is honestly just way better than anyone else so far.
Anyone else? You've been approached by other parties.
Well, I mean, you only approached 2 of our party, and there are 4 of us, so why wouldn't you think that anyone else would have need of our services? If you find us so desirable, so would other people.
I did not expect them to approach you so soon.
Well, actually, you're pretty late as far as like the invitations go.
Oh my
Ahem.
Yeah. Basil, you can see Basil the glee in Basil's eyes when he gets to say that.
I'm just enjoying the show, honestly, at this point.
Peach is going to quickly intercede and say, "Is there a time limit for giving our answer to your offer? Not that this conversation is not incredibly riveting, but I do have that very pressing question."
I would prefer an answer as soon as possible. But if you require time, then I can. I would certainly prefer an answer as soon as tomorrow, if possible. But I will accept any responses up to within 10 days.
And how should we deliver our answer?
Well, then just come back here. And tell one of my administrators that you have an answer and you can supply it to them, and then I will get it.
Peach bows most courteously, taking the advantage of the motion to use his left wing to just gently sweep Basil backwards a little bit into the aviary. And
Basil
I
had
just
already
go ahead
closed
and
his
take
lunch.
hold of him and I
Yeah.
start like walking him out the door.
Yeah, it's like, "Thank you very much for receiving us. We shall give you our answer most soon."
Excellent. You may be on your way.
Wing
I'll-
sweeping, wing sweeping.
I'll leave last, and after everybody goes out the door, I'll turn around and I'll say,
I feel like I've been saying this quite a bit lately, but they all can be a lot, but their hearts are in the right place.
Oh, I am aware, and that is why the message was sent. I want people like that.
Well, it was good to see you again,
Tamarin?
Blackstaff.
I like how Tam has become like our unofficial dad, who only acts like our dad when we're not there.
When we cut to outside, Basil's putting his notepad away. I actually liked her a lot. She was the only one that was truthful with us the entire time. So
And she didn't kick puppies.
yeah, no, I mean, actually, she ticked a lot of boxes. She said that she would actually pay us, and that she wanted an answer soon, which means that she actually does care about whether or not you give an answer. It was kind of a big deal.
Did you say you liked her more than anybody else?
Yeah, so far.
She was the one you were most aggressive to.
Yeah, because she, came after Peach a little bit. I don't like that.
All right, I guess that's fair.
So I put her on the back foot.
I'm just gonna kind of remain silent, just to let the moment pass.
Peach is going to push his hand on Basil and say, I appreciated that very much. Thank you. And thank you for not expanding your poison bag. That would have killed everybody.
Oh no, I'm sure she could have, probably turned me into a box and then thrown me away into an endless ocean of my own despair. I'm not really worried about that. It's, I just don't like it when people talk bad to my friends. It's not cool. That's not cool. So,
Peach puffs up quite enormously and says, I'm pleased that we are friends.
yeah, because we are.
She knows.
Basil gets super weedy about it.
She knows 9th level spells.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, we knew. We know.
I'm
Yeah.
like my character was posturing, but I knew for a fact I was dead if I tried anything.
Yep. So, if we're walking back to the banner, or are we heading anywhere else? Because we're quite close to a bunch of things.
Oh, we happen to be very close to the halls of justice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you guys would like, I can go in there and see what they want exactly. I don't know if they want everyone there, just me.
Peach looks at the sky and says, "The day is yet young. Let us go."
All right, let's go.
Okay.
And I'm gonna assume at this particular location, there's probably gonna be several people actually standing at the front. Like almost like they're kind of a city watch to an extent.
There's certainly lots of heavily armored figures coming and going.
I see.
And there is a moderately ornate, that's somewhat um anyway, a very nice big temple dedicated to the god Tyr.
What was that DM laugh, though?
DM.
Nothing.
It was the moderately ornate,
Yeah.
which fucking makes sense to me. I don't know why you thought it was weird.
It's not ostentatious, and it's not humble,
Mhm.
but
It's standing out a bit.
it's decorated and it's impressive.
Weathered statues.
Yes. And the halls of justice are in the interior of the Temple of Tyr. And Savra sees you come in and beckons you over to her.
I guess I will step forward.
Ah, yes, the aviary. You've come.
Yes, we happen to be by a couple of areas around here, and this was, the next stop that came on that list.
So, is this a affirmative response? Are you ready to swear the oath?
I'd like to go in and talk with some of the superiors if possible and find out some more information about your order. Or at least answer some very simple questions of mine.
Well, yes, I can bring one of my superiors over to come talk to you and answer your questions.
Wonderful.
And then she goes off and she brings back a
While they're gone, I'm gonna say to the aviary.
While you do this, I'm going to go across the street to the market. I will be back.
Feel free, all of you, to go and head to the market. I want to go ahead and discuss this, just briefly. I'll meet you guys there if you'd like.
Don't forget about the puppy question.
Of
Kind of
course.
important. Okay. All right.
Peach is going to lean over and say, "If they seem friendly, perhaps you could get an autograph?"
I'll see what I can do for you guys.
Well, Peach, why don't you just stay here? And watch.
Well, because it was the aviary who was approached, and it's the aviary that has questions, and I feel like he should have the space to ask them by himself.
No, all right. You know, if you're into it, right?
And Peach gives a little bird nod to the aviary and joins the others out to the market.
I nod back and just kind of stand and wait until I'm approached again.
Okay.
As we're walking away, I just want to lean over to Peach as like the last thing. Do you think Tam can even hold a greatsword? I think he'd die.
I think maybe he could turn himself into a great sword, and then I could carry him.
Just an audible whoa.
Yeah. So a middle-aged, graying, scarred human man comes over to talk to the aviary, and he looks. He has kind of like half plate, and then kind of like a flowing cloak bottom over trousers, and his plate mail is adorned with the symbol of Tyr. Um, so that he asks what questions the aviary has.
A couple of simple ones, really, but I feel like I should ask them all the same. As you know, I'm more of a hidden element, working from the shadows mostly. So I find it interesting that you guys have approached me.
Uh, well, yes, we are that you have been somewhat of a vigilante, but there are those in our organization who think that um, your heart is in the right place and you would be useful to our cause.
I see. Now, what exactly is the cause in this situation? I've heard that you guys are dealing with evil in a general sort of term, but for the most part, that could be a numerous amount of things.
Uh, well, where there is injustice and evil, we seek to right it.
I see. So, let me proffer a couple of small questions. For you, murder, thievery, these are all evil things, correct?
In some cases, the end may justify the means.
Good, I'm glad we can be on the same page with that. For me,
For
I
example, the the killing of a devil or a demon or any such truly evil creature in order to save innocent lives is a noble act.
well then let me go ahead and ask another situation. Say there was a thief, well-known one, but no one could actually find and capture said thief. Until eventually one of you was able to catch said thief and put him on trial. What would be your actions if this thief that has been terrorizing nobles and other rich folk happened to be just a small child who was just trying to feed his family? His mother, sick and wounded.
That is a rather specific situation.
Yes. But it's one all the same that I like to think about from time to time. Tend to go for the more nuanced things in life.
Well, uh, we would have to ensure that the child is delivered to the appropriate authorities and given a fair trial.
I see. Then let's go ahead and bring up another one, a little bit more serious. Say there was a murder of some of the higher ranked nobles in the area, and you were in fact able to capture this man who had done these hideous acts. What would be the course of action if this man had his wife and children taken away from him at a very young age by these nobles that he killed?
Well, perhaps we would not necessarily condone his actions, but we could certainly understand them.
Yes, the thing is, though, is that most likely this person would only be able to tell you that these things happened and wouldn't have any hard and fast evidence. And even if there was, you know how easy it is for people of that higher stature to simply sweep that under the rug, as it were.
Yes, that certainly can be the case. But we make every effort to ensure that everything that we do is just.
All right, well, I just have a couple of other small questions. One, I would be
I I feel like I have given you enough information and enough of my time.
you know, that is more than fair. I appreciate it.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
All right. So,
So I guess from here, gonna have to approach Savra at this point because I imagine this guy has had enough talking with me.
yeah.
Okay.
Master Basil, look, these pears are ripe.
I'm not sure I've had a pear before.
Oh, they're delicious.
My mom's allergic to apples, so there's like a whole like subspecies of fruit that we just never had in
Right,
the house.
Yes, they are sort of in the same family.
Okay, wait, I'll take a. Oh, wait. Do you think allergies are passed down genetically? I guess I can try it. It would be fun.
Says the man who breaks glass jars of poison and huffs the fumes. Oh, being allergic might be an issue for me.
Just a little bit.
Listen,
It's just an inconvenience, really.
I am immune to poison, but not allergies, right? Like allergies still
What?
exist.
What are allergies but reacting to a poison? Ergo, by technicality, you surely cannot be allergic to anything.
Oh my god, I want that in real life now. I'd love to go back to drinking milk and having, cheese on everything. That would be great.
Mm.
Yeah, Basil's gonna walk out with like apples and pears and a bunch of things that he thought he could never eat.
Move
Do we
over,
see the
Mithridates.
do we see the aviary coming back?
Yep. I assume
Hey, you
so.
ask about the puppies?
Didn't get a chance to, unfortunately.
Peach goes over, and he has bought a very, very fancy tea for the aviary. It comes with a little paper packet of sugar on the side just in case he wants it. And so basically, Peach does a little quick noop ahead of the party to meet up with the aviary and hands them over and says, I got this for you to comfort you, just in case discussing your deepest beliefs with a stranger might have been distressing.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
And now you know the true reason why I left you alone.
I appreciate all of this, truly. They're very interesting organizations, that's for sure.
Peach pats his shoulder and then walks to the group with him.
Master Aviary, would you like a pear?
I had so many. I had so many.
Actually, not that hungry right now, but thank you very much.
I have some grapes and an apple, and it looks like a tomato got in there. Huh.
Well,
Um,
are you all heading back to the manor and the tavern then?
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask a singular deception roll from the aviary for me real quick?
Deception?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do it about?
Well, you're trying to meet or beat my 16 insight.
Oh,
Okay.
oh boy.
All right, hold on.
15?
Yeah, you
15
chose
is
one
safe.
of the worst stats I have too, so that's gonna be rough.
Well, someone called you out
Yeah,
who is
there
a
it is.
prominent mage who was sure that you were Cruz.
That's a 2.
So somewhere the aviary just sees in like the top right corner of the vision, Basil will remember this, and then that's it. We'll come back to it later.
I mean, I rolled one too, and I got an 8, so I thought that was super low. But I mean, if it's a 2 that I'm trying to beat,
I mean, yeah.
I think Tam might suspect that.
15 minutes later, you get a Tam will remember this. Sam mulls it over.
Jeez,
I
I,
mean,
didn't know I was the main character in a Telltale game.
well, Peach got a 15, but again, as Peach said in the very beginning, as my father said, every man must have his secrets. So, if the aviary does not want to confirm or deny, then he is not going to ask. He trusts in the future.
Man, I wish Basil was like that. He's not. All right. But it'll come up. I'm sure Basil's not rude or distrusting of you. He just has questions now.
Mhm.
All right.
Tam has no questions. He's just like,
Oh yes, I get it. All right.
So
Basil's eating a pear. I don't get it.
so when you return to the tavern, the contractors are basically finishing up for the day. They tell you that they will be back in the morning to put some finishing touches on the exterior, like paint your sign, all that kind of stuff, and then you'll be ready to go by midday tomorrow.
I'll give him fruit. Yeah, sure.
Just one
Sure.
fruit for all of
Just
them to fight over.
individual
Well, no, I have like
grape.
an armful, right?
Just an individual grape for them to have.
And you have now all been approached by all of the possible actions,
Mm-hmm.
so you will have decisions to make.
We're back upstairs with the board. The gray hands have been added to it. What was it? Was there anyone else besides the gray hands that added recently?
Order of the Gauntlet, Grey Hands, and Lord's Alliance were all added today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basil's just gonna write his name underneath the gray hands. I actually like this one because she was up front, so I'll throw my vote in for that if we're voting as a group. But I don't.
Yes, I would also go with the Greyhounds.
I think Peach, on a personal level, would also put his vote for the Grey Hands just because the Black Staff seem to be like open to like a little push and pull in the conversation. Like everybody else was kind of talking at us, but we were able to talk to her in a certain way. And when Basil kind of put her on the back foot, it's like, oh, okay, like that's something that can be done, and she seems to be someone with whom you can have a dialogue. So Peach is also leaning gray, but he must speak to his father.
Yeah, I'm writing up. Peach, speak to father? Question mark. Underneath the gray hands.
I am undecided right now.
Aviary. We don't. I mean, I guess the thing is, only really one of us has to join one or some of these, or
Mm-hmm.
we don't really even have to join any of them, right?
That is true. You could work. You could even try and work all the angles.
Oh,
Listen,
I
the
think that
power-
would stress Basil out too much.
Hoodie, the player wants to do that 1,000%. I want to go. I want to dip into all these bad boys and double dip and really just work the ankles. Basil would die. But you see like a poodle shaking when it's too cold. That's Basil trying to decide past the gray hands. Basil will be like, well, the only reason I really even want to work for the Grey Hands is just because I want to work for someone because I don't personally have any money. I threw it all in. I'm all in on this place, and I do need a lot of money to do what I do, and I love working at an apothecary shop. But she only pay they only pay me 2 gold a day, and that's just not enough to really do. I can make a potion in a week, basically one. So I do need money.
Do not worry, my friend. Trust in the future.
Okay.
Yes, plus the Greyhounds are headed up by a very powerful wizard. That's something that is very attractive to me.
Peach's face tilts very slowly to one side when Tam says that and goes, "Oh." And then leans over to the aviary and says, "How old do you think the Blackstaff is?"
I don't honestly think that's what he's saying, but I get what you're going for. Your heart's in the right place. But to answer your question, there is a significant age gap.
I don't know. When you're married to a stick, who knows? You can come in and swoop it out.
Yeah, she's in her mid to late 30s.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Significant age
Whoa.
gap.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is 100% not what Tam meant, but I find it hilarious that Peach thinks that's what Tam meant.
Yeah. Sexy singles in your area.
That's right.
Sexy
I mean,
Blackstaffs in
it
your
it would
area.
work for Blackstaff too. It's married to a stick. You're not actually.
Yeah.
Well, I guess then we have Blackstaff has a time frame, right? That's 2 days.
Well,
I think it
she
was
would
like
prefer an answer immediately.
Yeah, that's ASAP,
Um,
but within 10 day. That's what it was.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we could realistically speak to her the next morning because I just need to speak with my father and I go back to him basically when it's time for a long rest.
Yeah, Basil has no other input besides the only thing he would even be leaning towards is the gray hands, and that would be if that's amenable to everyone.
Yes, Vajra did promise you compensation of in some form or another. The only
Yeah.
group who specifically said that they would pay you in gold is the Doom Raiders.
Yeah, but they also
The
Pickpockets.
puppy kickers,
very
Yeah.
very clearly
The
alluded to also
non-existent
killing
puppies
people.
in Waterdeep, the puppy kickers, yes.
Yes.
They're I don't know. There must be chickens in Waterdeep or something. They're chicken kickers.
Oh no, the worst crime. Only second to dog kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mert just said that we were gonna work, for
Exposure.
I
Yeah.
mean, we said exposure, but he said, to rise in the ranks of the Harpers. Sure, whatever that means.
Whatever that
then-
means.
Sabra, the
I'll
Order
be
of the
back.
Gauntlet has had nothing.
Yeah, she didn't
As far
mention
as-
anything. It was more just doing the right thing, being in the order, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
And then
And Hoodie's webcam seems to have frozen
Oh.
for me.
yeah, no, it
Yeah, me too.
do be like that. Let's see if I can fix it from here. We'll find out. The Lord's Alliance.
They gave no mention of compensation whatsoever, and were a shady surfer dude, basically.
Yeah. So that's also concerning. But that's the only other one that we haven't had a deeper conversation with the Lord's Alliance, but also listen, if you work as a political intern and then you work out of a Starbucks, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
All right, well,
Yeah.
we'll call it there.
We'll long rest it.
Well, sounds like you lot have more or less made your decisions, and we will reconvene on Saturday for a side quest.
I'm very excited. Do you know which one it is out of the two?
Yeah,
Is there a
yeah.
hint?
No, well, we will do Sins of the Past.
Is that the scary? Is that the scary one?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
it's the horror mystery. Yeah.
I
Oh
love
yes.
I love playing a scaredy cat. I love it. It's so fun.
Because it seemed like everyone was really interested in that one, and that was the one I was originally thinking of doing anyway. So I was like,
Mhm.
excellent.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
most excellent.
Tam and I don't have dark vision or any type of the fun stuff.
I mean, you have
Nope.
lights.
We're both magic people that can produce light, sure, but
Mhm.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of light spells.
Tam's kind of,
It's kind of my thing.
yeah, kind of, just a little bit, right?
We seem to be. Oh, there he is. I was gonna
Sorry.
say.
Sorry, I was literally dying in the mask.
I don't know how you last in the mask for so long. If it would,
Dude,
if that was on my face for more than like 5 minutes, I'd be like, nah, dude.
dude, it was like for the longest time I couldn't even form sentence in my head. I was starting.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, oh no, this isn't good.
Maybe you should make a paper cutout.
Yeah,
and,
I was just gonna suggest the same thing.
Yeah,
Or just
I'll have to look into it.
Or just
I just
sunglasses
liked it
would
for the.
suffice.
yeah,
Sunglasses.
I like it for the
sunglasses.
meme though, man. It's hilarious.
Well, that's what
There's
you.
got to be some kind of Zoom overlay where you can, I don't know, AI filter yourself into being Batman.
Right?
Be very convenient, honestly. But I'm sorry. I know I missed down the last 2 or 3 minutes of conversation, so my bad.
I'm not sure there was anything too terribly important. Just basically saying that it seems like everyone more or less has their decisions in mind for joining any of the various factions, and that we will be reconvening on Saturday for a side quest.
Yes.
Although I would like to note, before Peach leaves the manor to go back to his father's place,
Mhm.
he will seek out the Aviary and say, apropos of nothing, before he leaves, uh, the Aviary,
Yeah. Yes.
I would just like to say, you are still my friend, even if you're not the Aviary.
Oh, oh.
Damn.
Good night.
You're my friend too. There. Thank you, Peaches. Have a good night.
And he goes off on his happy way.
And I was not expecting this to roll out the way it did today. Oh well.
Damn wizards.
I mean,
Yeah, well, that didn't
wizard-
help either, but also the circulation cut in my head made it so I can't form coherent sentences. So
a wizard called you straight out in front of the entire party. There was no way I wasn't gonna roll insight on that one.
oh, of course
Working-
not. I would not ever blame you guys for doing it. I was just like, man, that sucks.
You're-
No,
You're-
I knew it was going to happen because the moment Shoutout went, huh, I went, oh fuck, it was a sending spell, wasn't it? It was a sending spell, wasn't it?
Yep.
When we
Yep.
wake up in the morning, you're gonna come into a room that Basil and Tam have decorated that just says intervention in glowing block letters. Have a seat. We just want to talk to you about, what you're doing.
I'll
We're doing
probably
this because
have.
we care.
We care so much.
I will probably go into a full breakdown with you guys at that point. I mean, there's no avoiding it at this point.
We
So
have this tea for you.
Sorry to kind of
we'll talk it out.
sorry to kind of throw that at you, Tilted, but
Yeah, no, it's what it is. I mean, again, I was in the know that at some point it was going to happen. It just I didn't. It was so abrupt. It took me
Yeah.
completely off guard, and I'd been, like I said, 2 hours of lack of blood circulation in my head. It's like, oh shit.
when you're dealing with powerful wizards who use sending spells,
Yeah.
where it's like, please, like, it's like contact this specific person, and then it's like,
The thing is if I probably could have thought about that a bit more and like and asked you, hey, would I understand this is some sort of magical spell that's happening, like a sending spell, or could I understand what that actually is? But I wasn't even thinking at the time, and I would have just probably, if I was really thinking about it, I probably would have like abstained from going there in the first place. But it is what it is.
Hey, don't worry. I got that jab in that she was like the last person to contact us, which, by the way, was like one of the best feelings. It was like, hey, person of authority who thinks they're the hottest shit in the world. No, that felt
Also,
choice.
yeah, also, if she can cast ninth level spells, I just assume that she can see through magical stuff anyway, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm certain she could see right through my illusion spell too.
All right.
I really like how bizarrely, of all the options that were given to us, like, the private security force option is the one that is the most decent.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's not really what I expected.
Fully upfront. See, that's just it. Is it was a fully upfront person for Basil who has been led around the nose with like you got to sign, you got to get the leasing office signed, then you got to make sure that you have all these different contractors signed, and then we're going to call an inspection per. And Basil was already losing it, so the person that spoke directly to him in like very blunt sentences, he was like, "I like this person. They tell me exactly how it is. I don't need to turn on my brain for this." Sold.
Oh, all right. Well, good stuff. Drew, any closing thoughts about tonight's session and anything to plug?
Well, I think it's funny that you just said that you were not expecting us to go in that direction. And I'm surprised that you are surprised by fucking anything that we do at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you learned nothing,
We're
Shadow?
literal agents of chaos. We're
No,
gonna serve the
see,
private security force now.
no, see, the part that I'm actually surprised by is that like everyone is in a consensus as to join one specific faction. I was more like kind of
Okay.
expecting like everyone to want to like join different ones.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yes, I had a fun time tonight. I love this shit. I love playing D&D. Um, I can't wait for the ArvCon
Mm-hmm.
horror show.
It'll be
That's gonna
great.
be sweet. Um, but yes, I am Drew the Damager. You can find me at Twitch .com/Drew the Damager. Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah.
Twitch.tv.
TV, yeah, they're
Twitch.tv. That's right.
very
Twitch.com.
different, you know.
You would think I would learn this after streaming for over a year, but
Nah.
nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Dude, I've been doing this for a decade and I still mess up still.
Drew the Damager. That's where you can find me. Search me on Twitch, and that's where I play video games. And then I come here and I play D&D with my friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go watch Drew play the cat game that he was playing the other night.
The cat game was pretty fun. Yeah. Final Fantasy 6 this weekend. I have never played it before. This is my first playthrough.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Have you played
Yes.
other Final Fantasies?
I played almost all the other Final Fantasies.
And 6 is the last, or one of the last.
Yeah, 6. I have not played a few of the teens, and I never played 5 or 6. And
Oh,
I actually
wow.
asked Arv because he said that 5 and 6 were like two of his favorite ones. I said, "Well, which one is better?" And he was like 6.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, the job system in 5 is my favorite of all of the systems that have ever existed in Final Fantasy. 6 is the best one.
Yeah,
From a story perspective, I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah, since I decided to play it, I've heard from several different people that like 6 is their favorite one and 6 is the best one and all that.
Of course, I know you're also spoiled on like Chrono Trigger, and that's kind of hard to beat, you know.
I do love Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger is an anomaly. There's no RPG that exists that feels like a 90-hour game that's a 20-hour game. It just doesn't happen. It's crazy.
I've said it over and over again, but Chrono Trigger is the best Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone should go give Drew a follow. Keep an eye out for that stuff. Tilted, any closing thoughts on tonight's session and anything you want to plug?
Well, yeah. This was fun as always. I had a great time. Loss of brain cells aside, I'm very,
Oh.
very glad to have these sessions every week or every other week in this case, but we're going to be having back to back. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, today was very fun. Obviously, it was very, very role play heavy, but that was going to be the case always with this session. There was no way around it, and it was fine. I had a good time. Um, again, wasn't expecting my identity pretty much revealed right off the bat there, but it is what it is. I will make do with it, and I will. It's not like I'm gonna have an improper justification for it, so we'll be fine. But yeah, you can catch me over at twitch.tv/tilted gaming, and we've been playing recently. I've been playing some Baldur's Gate 3 because I found out I could actually run it on my computer. I thought I couldn't, but been playing that, and I think me and Shadowed as well as my other friend Ty have been doing a 3-man RPG with it. We did it last week, but we'll continue it somewhat soon. But I usually stream Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And yeah, that's me.
All right. Hoodie. Any thoughts about tonight's session? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, sure. I stream a D&D game. Also, it's on. It's sometimes on Sunday D&D. We sometimes on Sunday play D&D. It's the easiest thing to remember in the world. And either we do it or not. It's crazy. We're so deep in though. Listen, gang, we're so deep in, and it's fine if you don't watch because we're like on year 4 of a year 5 campaign, and it's wild right now. So no pressure. But I do that. I haven't been streaming video games as of late. Hopefully, I'll get back to that at some point. I like tonight's session a lot. I like one. I mean, I always say this. I always like the RP heavy ones because it feels like we're making real connections. Basil admitting that Peach was a friend was great. Uh, any banter between um, Tim and Basil, I enjoy. Basil clocking the aviary stuff is just so. It could be like a secret that we sit on for the entire campaign, or it could be something that like motivates us to feel more protective of the aviary slash cruise. And I like any way that we build the group dynamic, which is like what we've been doing. We've kind of been rolling that ball uphill of like building the group dynamic and building it and building it and building it to a point where like soon it's all going to pay off in huge dividends. And I'm very excited for that. And I cannot wait to play a horror one shot. I just can't wait. I'm so
How,
excited.
how did you enjoy taking out the mugger?
Oh my god,
Oh,
I mean,
that was the highlight for me tonight. Was that
that was
scene?
just pure yakety sax energy.
I mean, as a D&D player, I got a lot of W's tonight. The whole mugging scene was amazing. The Blackstaff scene was great. Basil absolutely losing his shit to the contractor is like my favorite. I love playing anxiety-ridden monsters because they don't know when to keep it inside, and like Basil's learning how to do that right now. So he's the worst he'll ever be, and you get to show it actively in real time, and so good. Um, yeah, this entire session was great.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What?
Yeah, it's good stuff. I enjoy it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it was a great session, guys.
And Yoi. Closing
I
thoughts.
mean, what wasn't there to like? And I think I'm feeling Peach's emotional role in the team now. It's the person who's like very calm, very chill, and just is ready to take things as they come. Kind of like the lodestone of the party. So I was like, okay, yeah, I think I'm figuring it out now. I'm figuring it out. This is good. This is very good. And of course, the mugging.
Yes, the mugging.
I also enjoyed the fact that I could not go ahead and catch or go onto one rooftop and fell
Oh,
down.
right. That was the session. Oh, that was great.
I had terrible rolls. I don't even know if you guys noticed how many bad rolls I made today. I had made
They
one
were
good
astoundingly
perception. That was
bad.
it.
I
There was like several twos, a couple of four. It was bad.
I've never watched a rogue ever try to scale a building and it succeed in any campaign, in any time I've ever played, in any player I've ever had. They never do it ever.
And to be fair, in the horrible, awful dungeon fight in which all of us were rolling badly, Tilted, I think you rolled like the least in terms of like actual combat-y type stuff. So I think it was
yeah.
just that chunk of bad luck swinging around and nailing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Because I
because
was
we
mostly just doing healing and then like moving up front. That was basically it for the fighting.
yeah, so I think yeah, it was us having cleared out all the bad luck and then you like, uh-oh, it's come back for me. I think
Yeah,
that was it
yeah.
for you today.
It was like, yeah, all right, this is where we're going. And I'm for it again. Like, I I don't want Shadow to feel bad at all. By the way, like you did what you had to as a DM. That you did the right thing. I just I did not even think about it for more than 2 seconds. Like, I got hit it with a sending spell. There's a very specific condition for that
Yeah.
spell.
I think everyone, the moment she said, "Oh,"
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Oh no, we're gonna have to confront this because there's no way out of this situation." It was a sending
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah, for me it was the moment the moment there was a pause, I went, "Oh no." And
Aw,
then the
Nope.
fact that she went on to continue to deliberately call it out made it even worse because
Yep.
she could have just gone, "Huh," and then kept going, but it was like, "Nah, nah, I'm not gonna do that."
It was well, the aviary was arguing back, and it was she needs to be right, and it was so. I don't
Yep.
know if I was smiling like an idiot, but I was inside smiling like an idiot because I was like, "This is perfect."
I was getting flashbacks to every academic conference I'd ever been in. I was like, "Oh god, I escaped that life and I'm back right there right now."
You get to watch the person getting called out. That's the best part. You don't even have to be the one getting called out, though.
It's true. But it's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, and I also had a lot of fun tonight. Um, Throwing some curveballs at you, having a robber try and attack Basil and Tam, who
They will never do it
like
again.
easy marks, but certainly weren't.
They will never do that again.
Mhm.
And just having the area's cover completely blown by the most powerful wizard in the city.
I mean,
Hey, if you're
if
gonna
I was gonna go out on something that is, it feels good at least in that way. I had to be
it's just
called out by a 9th level caster, which I have no means to do anything to.
yeah. It definitely is one of those things where you're like, "Oh, who blew your cover?" Well, just a little caster called the Blackstaff NBD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Uh, I also occasionally stream, like Tilted said. I'm gonna be trying to do some Baldur's Gate 3 three-person co-op with him and Absolute, or also known as Ty. Um, I've also been doing some Baldur's Gate 3 solo streams myself. Um, uh, Tilted thankfully put in the command for all of us to find us online there in the chat, so you can use that. Um, and of course, tune back in to Arv's channel this weekend um, for ArvCon to benefit the Demon Running Cancer Research Foundation. Other than
Yeah,
that,
tune back in this weekend for AvCon, but especially tune in
Saturday night at
Saturday at 9.
9, I believe.
Yeah, he said
Yes.
at 9, so I think we have to commit to that.
Oh, so it's not 10 anymore. It's 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time zone for our
Oh,
international viewers?
9 p.m. EDT Eastern.
Okay.
Should be. That could change slightly. Like it might potentially be maybe 9:30, depending on how the concert stuff goes and other stuff goes that day. But yeah, we should be on sometime around
Streams don't have technical difficulties. That's crazy.
then.
I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Huh?
Yeah, my computer never overheats.
Yeah,
Crazy.
we certainly didn't have half an hour to fill at the beginning of this stream.
No.
And not like
No.
half the faces were like, eldritch horrors, but
All right. Well, thank you everybody. Thank you to everyone who was in chat. Thank you to the kids are asleep for bringing the raid tonight. Should I try and do an ARV? Thank you to Tim Coolish and Landis the Thief and Crit Twitch and Diginferno, especially for help keeping the chat alive tonight. Thank you for R for actually being around tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a rarity to see him. He's usually off on this night, and it's like, wow, he actually came by.
Yeah. We're that
Um,
special, everyone, which is why you should tune in to see us on Saturday.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Shadowed,
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Sharon.
Thank you.
It was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna call it there. I'll put up the outro video and go to all the outro stuff because it's starting to get late for everyone. So, all right. See you all
Bye,
again. Hopefully this weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.
Gotta be both hands. It's both hands or nothing.
Both hands or nothing.
Wave until they can't see you.